Yeah. So if you want to wear a mask, good. But when they did, I never wore the damn mask. And when they wanted to shut us down, I didn't shut down. Even when they said, hey, we're gonna. You remember the OSHA fines? The threat of the OSHA fines? 14,000 a person. What's 14,000 times 520 employees? That's what I was at risk. Whatever that number is, 14,000 times 520 is
7.2 million.
Yeah, that was the threat. $7 million if I didn't vaccinate. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna pay you $7 million before I vaccinate. You want to vaccinate? You can vaccinate. I have no opinion about you vaccinating you and your kids. I ain't vaccinating my shit. Okay, my kids, they ain't never gonna be vaccinated. Okay, so, and I don't even know if I'm right. I don't know anything about vaccines. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on it, except my kids aren't getting vaccinated until they grow up and they say, I want to vaccinate. And then that's their choice, not my choice. All right, somebody had a question. The hat. The lady next to the hat.
Your phone was still on for quite some time in your pocket.
My phone's on? Okay, thank you.
What is BTR and PI?
BTR is built to rent. So they're bigger units.
And the PI?
The what?
The lawsuit abbreviation?
Oh, the PI is a private investigator. Somebody must have had a slip and fall. This guy can't this guy's, huh? Oh, personal injury. Personal injury. So there's a personal injury lawsuit. Somebody slipped and fell. The guy backed out of the deal because of slip and fall. You know what that tells me? The buyer was never real. There's no reason. We would never, ever, right or wrong?
Oh, 100%.
We would never, ever walk away from a deal because of fucking slip and fall bullshit.
Well, and Grant,
We would assign the lawsuit to them. They would indemnify us from the lawsuit, and I would buy the real estate. It's just stupid. Somebody's going to slip and fall. Somebody's going to sue you. Again, that's why you don't want 4 units. You probably don't want 14 units.
yeah, and rates just jumped 50 basis points over the last 7 days.
Yeah, but they came down this morning. So what he's saying, explain to him you can't just tell him that. You got to explain it to him.
So when he's telling Grant the reason why the buyers fell out, what I'm thinking, he's telling Grant one thing, but there's other reasons why the buyer is actually saying, hey, I want to pull out. Usually when you're in a deal, the last thing you want to do is say, hey, I'm dropping this deal, right? Because it hurts your credibility in all the markets, because all these brokers are tied together. So what they found is they said, hey, there's a case right now where they're suing this seller. So that's a reason why I could hang my hat on to drop the deal.
He's telling me why they did it, but look, if you've ever studied my negotiating material, you never lose a deal over
one thing.
Over one thing. There's never one thing, okay? So he could be telling me the lawsuit, but we would never lose a deal over a lawsuit. I would just indemnify it to the other group, say, this is yours, not mine. You take it, it's not me. Separate it from the two of us, buy the real estate, and move on down the road. But they must have found out that, plus maybe they just don't want it that much. Or maybe the interest rates, like Ryan said, went up and it hurt their returns. I don't know. Doesn't matter to me. We already know this deal. We shopped this deal. We tried to buy this deal when? 18 months?
18 months ago.
We offered them $260,000 a unit. I remember every one of these deals. One of the things you guys need to know your deal and know your numbers. You shouldn't have to look at your spreadsheet, but I'm going to show you my spreadsheet. Again, this is what we do for you guys in the club. You see my spreadsheets. You see the deals we're looking at. Where's my spreadsheets, guys? Do we have them in there? Log in. Yeah, they're here somewhere, right? Google. No, that's not. Let me see. Go to this. Let's see if I can find these deals, okay? I'm going to go in here. What's the name of the deal again?
It's called Mason Stewart.
No, that's the wrong thing. Active deals.
I just put under working deals.
Okay, active deals. Watch this. This is all our active deals right now. This is every deal I'm working on. Nema, Delola, Mason Stewart. There it is right there. 270 units. We offered $69,500,000. It was a 5 cap at that number. And we walked away from it. These people want to pay how much? 75 million?
Yep.
Good. Let them pay 75 million. I own 1,000 units up there. I hope they pay 85. If they get back in the deal, I might bid them up to 86 just to freaking choke them. So I'll do a deal. I'll bid on a deal just to choke the guy out if he's in my neighborhood. okay? Because I want him to pay up. I want him to pay up. So he's got to push his rents, because when he pushes his rents, and I got 600 or 800 units in a marketplace, he pushes his rents and he pulls mine with him. This is a game worth. I can do this game till I'm 120 years old. Okay, I can't do what I'm doing right now till I'm 120. My knees will not support it. Okay, you can't rap until you're 120. You can't play baseball till you're 120. Yeah. Hey, welcome everybody. Great to have you here today on X, Instagram. Where else are we? Rumble, TikTok. Ustream. Oh, can't forget the IGers in the universe. YouTube. And my friends on YouTube. Guys, we did this. I did a training here, a week ago?
Last weekend.
There was 57,000 people or thereabouts registered for this event, and a bunch of people weren't able to show up because of the Thanksgiving holiday stuff. So people literally wrote into us saying, "Hey, can you do it again?" So we're going to do it again live rather than replaying some. What do you call it? A green.
Evergreen, yeah, just replay.
I said, no, I want to come back in. I literally moved my trip. I was in Tampa with my family, flew in last night, did a dinner last night at Mar-a-Lago with a bunch of real estate people, and Donald Trump being one of them. And boy, he's got some great things about to happen in real estate for you guys. So you're in the right place. Appreciate you showing up today. I'm going to be sharing with you how you can get started in real estate, how you can get in the game. Real quick, while we came in a little early here, just put in the chat, where are you from and what do you want to get out of today? Throw the chat up for me to see. We have your effects, by the way. You guys are on YouTube. You got a little effect button you can hit when I say something that you really love. You can hit the hearts or the thumbs up or the clappies or not the clappies. You don't want to get those. Hands, clapping. Here we go. We got Florida in the house. Okay. Also put your city. Okay, because Florida's got a lot of different things. Orlando, there you go. Latham, West Palm.
Reno.
We got, man, they're going fast now. Bang, bang, bang. Look at the people in this thing. Guys, we are walking into 2026 here. If I could do one of these trainings every week until the end of the year, I would. That's how big this opportunity is. And somebody asked me last night, they said, why do you do this? Why do you share the information that you have to people in Venezuela or Massachusetts or Austin? Or why do you even bother to share the information? Because real estate changed my life. This is why. Real estate changed my life. After 17 years of being in schools, studying accounting, finance, marketing, business, economics, nobody ever taught me about real estate. Real estate has been the single greatest vehicle for me to build wealth for myself and my family. And I want to be sure that you guys get this data, okay? The schools aren't giving it to you. Your kids should be taught it, by the way. If you got your kids and they're 8, 10 years old, 12 years old, your kids could learn how to do real estate right now. And by the time they're ready, like 15, 16, 17 years old, you and them could be working together to buy real estate in your market. We're about to walk into a massive, massive opportunity in 2026 that will allow you and your family to take advantage of the real estate opportunity. What I believe is the greatest real estate opportunity in my lifetime is happening right now, okay? Now, let's see who we got here and what you guys want to learn. I've learned all from you. That's April Lindberry, okay, Lindberry. That's what I'm talking about, my babies. I don't know what that means. What
questions did you guys come to get answered today about investing in real estate?
I have a decent source of income. Okay, that's good. I have a decent source of income and some cash saved. How do I invest that money? What do I do if I have no credit? I'll handle that today. You got no credit or even bad credit, I'll show you exactly what you can buy and what you'll be approved for.
Robin from Las Vegas says, looking to get started with no money down to build long-term generational wealth. Big
Great.
Family.
How do I get good loans? I'm going to show you where all the cheapest debt in the country is. I'm talking about below 5% money. Cheaper than you can borrow on a house.
Chris wants to expand for his daughter.
Good, Chris. Can I invest with the platform route? I don't know what platform route is. You got to be a little more clear there.
The Play Don't Care said, I'd love to learn how to make money in real estate. It's just a little confusing for me, and I need an easy system to understand.
Yeah, and I'm going to give you guys my system, exactly what I've used. I started in real estate at the age of 28 years old. I had no money.
Left side of the board over there. Left side of the board. Oh, there you go.
I had no money. I'm 28 years old. I had a full-time job. The job was paying me about $3,000 a month. See if this describes your situation. Okay, I'm 28 years old. I'm single. I'm hungry. I'm committed. I want to do something better. It's clear that my job at 36 grand a year, no matter how good, I could get 3 times better at the job. It was a sales job, so it was very unpredictable. One month I'd have a good month. Next month I'd have a bad month. I had a tiny bit of money, cash, under $5,000. Okay, I'm 28. I'm Grant Cardone, by the way, same name as I have right now. And oh yeah, I had no credit. I mean, how do you have any credit? I hadn't bought anything. I was working for a car dealer. They gave you a car, so I didn't even have the history of a car payment. Didn't have a credit card, nothing. And there was a real estate opportunity where I lived, okay? And I started looking at real estate, and quickly after I started looking at it, I found a single-family home. I bought that home with $3,500. I rented it for $475 a month. The payment was $275. I made $200 a month, and I was in the real estate game, okay? And guess what? Everybody around me is telling me, you don't have any money. You don't have any credit. You can't buy real estate. This is, I'm almost 40 years ago, okay? That opportunity right there, I know some of you might be thinking, oh, the good old days are gone. That can't happen again. I can show you 1,000 deals like this right now that you can buy for $3,500 down. Okay, I can show you that in any city in America. Like I can't do it in New York. I can't do it, but I probably could do it in parts of New York where you could put $5,000 down, buy a $100,000 asset, okay, and actually have positive cash flow. I'm going to show you some things that are going on with Fannie and Freddie today that are very, very important for the first-time buyer. Let me just suggest that there might be 4 types of buyers here. I don't know, Jared, if we have the 4 type of investor archetypes and a great name for each one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but we need to get that, okay? 4 types of investors. Possibly you have, I don't know, maybe no money at all. Like me, I had no money. When I say no money, by the way, $3,500 is no money. Now I had to go get to $3,500 from other people. I could have. I had $5,000 saved. I used $3,500 of the $5,000 I had, and but that's what I'm talking about with no money. Little or no money is your situation, okay?
And if you're getting started with no money, what do they need to do? Like if you're coming into the game and you don't have money, what does this person need to focus on?
You need to learn this data, okay? Because in real estate, what you need is this. You need the real estate, okay? The little picture, the deal. I talk about the deal a lot. The deal will get you the money. The problem is you guys think because you don't have money, you use, or a little bit of money, you use the amount of money you have to buy something. That's not the right way to do real estate, okay? I'm going to share with you all my mistakes. Look, I have $5 billion worth of real estate today. It blows my mind every time I think about it. I'm like, when I was 28 years old, I was thinking, man, if I could just get $1 million worth of real estate, paying me 10% a year, I'd make 100 grand. Today, I have $5 billion worth of real estate. I earn $1 million a month in free cash flow. Now, if you'd have told me that was going to happen to me when I was 28 years old, I'd been like, no way. So if you have no money or a little bit of money, the best thing you can do right now is, boom, be good at the job you have. Okay, nothing to do with real estate. You got to stay good at the job you have, but you got to get better at learning the real estate game. You need to learn the nomenclature, the words, the definitions. It's not hard. It's not impossible. It's much easier than like learning about how to code something or build platforms or
mine Bitcoin,
go public
yeah.
or mine Bitcoin. Like this is not a hard thing to do. In fact, they've done studies of real estate people, real estate investors. I'm talking about the big boys. They took a group of big boys, Don Bren, all these guys, Don Bren, the Fred Trumps, the Sam Zells, the guys that created Avalon Bay, that have Jonathan Morgan that I was with last night. Him and his family own 140,000 units. His dad came to this country as a shoe salesman with no money. They built 40,000 units with his dad up in the Northeast. They still invest in there today. passed the company on to his son. His son added 100,000 units. They do mostly affordable housing. He said to me last night, man, this is the best time. Him and his dad said, it's going to be unbelievable next year, okay? These guys started with no money, but what you have to have is the deal. You need to know what a good deal is. Where do you go look for a good deal? How do you find a good deal? What is it a good deal as a single family home? Is it a 4 units? Is it 8 units? Is it 12 units? How much could you buy? Okay. Now the smaller deals might be easier for you to do in your mind, but they're actually not easier to do on paper. And I'm going to share that with you today. We'll be here about 90 minutes, okay? Second group is you have a little bit of money, a little money, and you want to do deals. Okay? And
on your own. On your own.
And you might, you just want to go do a deal. You don't want to do a deal with me. Okay? Like I have 20,000 people that invest money with me. Imagine if you had a tenth that, 2,000 investors, or 200, 1%. Okay? Well, you could do more deals, but you're the guy, and I, by the way, I was this guy for 20 years. I'm doing the deal by myself. I want to own 100% of it. I do not want partners, okay? Who's in group 1 and who's in group 2 right now?
Just put a 1 or 2 in the chat.
1 or 2. What group are you in? You have no money and you want to do deals? You have a little bit of money and you want to keep the deals for yourself. Okay, it's about a split. It's about a split right now. Okay, you got a little bit of money.
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and you guys that have money, okay, let's just do this real quick, okay? This is confidential. We won't share this with anyone. How much money do you have? Like if you found the perfect deal, right now, if you found a deal that you knew you could put a little bit of money down and you could make $1 million, how much money could you come up with? Okay, you have to come up with this money by Monday.
300K,
you got to sell
20K.
cars, you got to sell junk, and you know you can make $1 million. 3,000, 5,000, 30,000, 20,000, 150, 50, 50, 100, 10,000, 200, 15,000, 150,000. Good. Okay, so you could be in group 1 with a little bit of money, by the way. Let's say you had 200 grand. Some of you might consider that a little bit of money, actually. You know, I got a little bit of money, and actually I'm 1 and 2. I got a little bit of money because you consider 200 grand no money. But you want to do a $10 million deal, and you're like, I don't have enough money to do that deal. And by the way, I want to own that deal by myself, okay? The third group could be you have some money, and you want to do what's called syndicate deals, okay? This is highly advisable, by the way, if you understand cash flow and distributions and you've ever had experience running a business, okay? This is what I do today. I'm number 3.
What does syndication mean?
Syndication means I get a deal under contract, and I would gather all the people in this room that have money. Like Tom's got 600 grand, okay? Sonia's got 50,000. I'd go to Sonia and Tom and say, hey guys, I got this deal. You cannot do better than this deal. This deal is phenomenal. By the way, Tom's in Syracuse and Allison, she's in Philadelphia, but they want to invest in Florida because they like what's going on in Florida. And I found a deal in Florida. I might have a little bit of money to put in the deal. I use their money. We put together a syndication, a group of us. Look up the actual definition of syndication. Here, I'll look it up in my dictionary right here. I'm sure it's in here. Syndication.
Syndication is
there you go.
Group of investors pooling money together to buy property that would be hard to buy alone.
Yeah, and so what happened for me was I started with no money, then I had a little bit of money. By the way, I started with no money, put $3,500 into a deal, my first deal, and I bought a $78,000 asset. Boom, all of a sudden I had net worth. Okay, the bank looked at me different. 30 days later, I went to the same bank, found another piece of real estate with no money because now I had net worth and income. If you don't have a notepad, grab a notepad because I'm going to be giving you a bunch of stuff that's written nowhere, okay? And it's going to be like, oh my God, that's such a great takeaway. I took $3,500. I bought a $78,000 asset, okay? That's called leverage. I had a $74,500 loan. Okay, that started building my credit score. Now I have a schedule of assets, 1 asset, okay? I went and bought a second house. The second house I did with no money down. It was 70.
It was
No, it was $92,500, and I bought it with no money because the cash flow was like $600 a month, and I had a renter.
And some of you are like, oh, well, how do you get a no money down loan on a deal?
I'll show you how to do that today. The syndication number 3 group. There's 4 groups of investors. No money. You have a little bit of money. Number 2, you want to invest a loan. 3, you have some money, a little bit of money or no money. You wouldn't have to actually have any money. You could have 0 money, and you want to go raise the money from your uncle, your aunt, a dentist, a chiropractor. I had dinner with a guy last night. He's invested $5 million with me in 15 different deals. We should pull up a picture of them. I have them on my phone. You could show them. And I said, why do you invest with me? He's like, Grant, my wife's a dentist. I'm a dentist. I'm a full-time dentist. We have 2 kids. I do not have time to go find real estate. And even if I did, I could not find the kind of real estate that you buy. Okay? So number 3 is you're going to go syndicate. The big players, most of the big players syndicate. Okay? And number 4, the 4th group here is you just want to be an investor.
Can I say one thing really quick?
You want to be let me just finish this.
Yeah.
Just let me. You want to be a passive investor, meaning, Rich, did you find them in my phone? On photos.
Yeah.
In front of Mar-a-Lago. Oh, you don't have your face don't look like my face.
Yeah, hang on, I got it.
You're a dentist, a chiropractor, a brain surgeon, a lawyer. You're like, dude, I got a business. My business. So you're a consultant. My friend Brandon Dawson's running 3 different companies. Yeah, there you go. Just send it to them and they'll show it to them. They're running. My friend Brandon's running like 3 different businesses right now. He would love to go out and buy his own real estate. He just doesn't have time to go do it now. Okay? So he's like, I want to invest passively with you. I have 20,000 people that just invest with me. And just to tell you guys a little secret, okay, why am I doing this today? A lot of people ask, why are you doing this? I saw something, somebody was trying to trash me on the internet saying, if he's so rich and he's so great and he's so all this, and why would he spend time putting together courses and training? Well, number 1, because my purpose in life is to educate. Okay, that is my purpose. Everybody's got a purpose. My purpose is not to accumulate real estate. That is not my spiritual reason for being on this planet. That's a job. That's something I do. My real purpose is to be an educator and a teacher and to help people, okay? Now, my secret agenda today, okay, is out of the 57,000 people that registered for this event, maybe 500, what is that? 1%? 500 divided by 57,000? 0.0087. Okay, less than 1% of the people that registered will not be number 1, will not be number 2, will not be number 3. A tiny percentage are going to be like, Grant, I just want to invest in your deals. Because my deals are monstrous. There's no competition for what I'm doing. I'm competing with Blackstone and Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, KKR. These are big, giant, multi-$100 billion corporations. I'm not competing with you guys. Okay, so my hidden agenda today is for some of you out there that got some money. You're a doctor, lawyer, dentist, chiropractor, a plumber, HVAC. You're making a bunch of money and you're like, dude, I don't have time. I got 2 kids. I got to take care of my parents. I'm trying to travel once a year. I got too much going on in my own to be out shopping for real estate. So a tiny percentage, my hidden agenda is some of you guys are going to be like, hey, I just want to invest with you at Cardone Capital. We bought 14,000 units. We have 500,000 square feet of office space. We distribute $8 million to $10 million every single month to our investors. They come in. They're passive investors. You're number 4. You're passive, but you want to know what you're investing in. Maybe you don't want to invest in my deals. Maybe you want to invest with somebody in Dubai, okay, or Detroit. It's your call, dude. I'm just here to help you guys, okay, and anything I can do to help you guys. Now while I'm going through this, go ahead, Jared.
No, I was just going to say there's one thing. So did anybody just put a yes in the comments if you like the idea of raising money from other people to buy real estate?
Yeah.
Or just put a yes in the comments, okay?
That's a syndicator.
That's called a syndication, and I just wanted to make sure you guys are really clear about something. The biggest investors in the world the Blackstones, the huge institutional investors that are buying all the big buildings, these guys use none of their own money. They raise all of their money. So if this seems like a foreign concept to you of like, how do I get people to invest money? This is like par for the course for big real estate investors as they raise money from other people.
And by the way, you can end up being all four of these. Okay, when you're a kid and you're like, you see a bicycle for the first time, you don't think about motorcycles and becoming Evel Knievel, right? You think about the bicycle and you're not thinking about popping wheelies yet. You're thinking about, am I going to fall? You probably had tricycle wheels, training wheels, right? You're not thinking about, dude, I'm going to be on a one wheel one day on a you know, up in the air, suspended riding a bike. You're not thinking about that. The point is there's gradients. So you could end up starting like I did, number one. I started as number one. Boom, moved to number two, started doing bigger deals. 3, had some money and started using my money to syndicate. By the way, I swore I would never, ever, ever, ever take other people's money. The concept of me managing somebody else's money was so foreign to me because of the way I was brought up. Because I saw a bunch of you said, no way I'm doing that. I'm never raising money from other people. Because I didn't want the responsibility. The reason I didn't want the responsibility, I didn't know what I was doing. And I knew that. I knew I did not know enough to be sure that if I bought this piece of real estate, let me just show you something I bought recently, okay? They don't have that in here, do they? My recent deal? Meisner. The other thing I love about real estate is you know, you can't really trick anybody with it. Look at this piece of real estate I just bought. See, to buy that piece of real estate, you're going to use other people's money. You cannot do that kind of piece of real estate, okay? Let me see, is that you have just the picture, guys, by any chance?
Yes, sir.
So it's just, let me see.
Go ahead and show it, Mateo.
There it is. See that piece of real estate? That was $235 million. Now, when I was 28 years old, I'm like, if you'd have showed me this piece of real estate and told me I could raise the money and own this at 28, how many of you'd like to own that piece of real estate? It's Main and Boca. I bought it out of bankruptcy. I bought it for $100 million less than it's worth. Every unit has a view. It's 85% occupied when we bought it. It's 95 now in 90 days. It cash flows positive. You can never replace this piece of real estate. If you tried to build it today, it would cost $350 million. We paid $235. And by the way, how many of you would have the confidence? Let's say you had 10 people lined up that says, I will fund it if you run it. Who here has the confidence that you could go pull that deal off? No, not yet. All day long. Adam says all day long. Me. Okay. Joshua. Okay, that's cool, man. You guys that have the confidence to do that, I did not have the confidence. You're way ahead of me, bro. Somebody said a cakewalk. Okay, now, let me ask you this then. Will you know how to talk to the seller? Would you know how to bring it out of bankruptcy? Would you know who to get on the telephone? Would you be able to convince the seller that your buyer, your partners will pony up the money? Could you close this deal in 10 days? Well, guess what? If you're saying I couldn't do any of those things, join the party. At 28 years old, 38 years old, I could not even think like this. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to unwrap how you, in a very short period of time, I'm going to do my best to unwrap how you could actually be any of these 4 people and then start to build on that. Okay, it's like going to school, first grade. Well, by the 10th grade, you're doing trigonometry. The first grade, you're doing 5 plus 5 is 10. Okay, you got to learn numbers first, and then you add, then you subtract, and then boom, one day you're going to be doing trigonometry. We're going to take you through the no money down, then a little bit, and then just think with this about how this fits into you. Now, you're going to be hearing a bunch of different terms today that I'm going to buzz over. Number of units, okay? Make notes of this. Number of units you're going to hear me talk about. First of all, you're going to hear me talk about a term called the deal. I don't want you guys to... The deal has nothing to do with the numbers. The deal...
Or what you pay for it.
Yeah. I loosely use this term, the deal. What I'm really talking about is that asset I just showed you. That's the deal. The deal is the property. Okay? Then there's all the numbers that you have to make sense of, okay? So like that's a deal. I knew when I saw that, I'm like, that's a deal. if I can buy it for the right price. The most important thing to do is to get the deal or the structure, the property. Now, in my case, I don't build stuff. I wait for other people to build it. Sam Zell, by the way, I learned this from Sam Zell. He mentored me in real estate. He built, I don't know, $100 billion equity residential. He was one of the first guys to ever build out the REIT business. He walked away with $5 or $6 billion. He's not alive anymore. The most important number in real estate, there's Big Sam, phenomenal. Okay, he never built anything new. Okay. So I'm not here to promote you guys building stuff. I'm going to wait for you to build it, and then I'm going to go buy it. He was famous for saying, never be the first owner of the real estate. Let somebody else own it, let them season it, and then you walk in and buy it for less than they bought it for. So you're going to hear me buzz through a bunch of terms today. Like we used one already, syndication, okay? 2, the deal. 3, number of units. The most important number in real estate, the most important number. Okay? I didn't learn this till I was in the game 20 years, and I wish I'd have known it from day one. If I didn't known it from day one, I would not have $5 billion of real estate today. I would have 50 or $100 billion. I didn't have anybody to teach me. Nobody taught me anything, okay? I had to do everything very slow, like calling people up, studying, reading. It's just very, very slow. I didn't have direct contact with anybody. But once I did, people started telling me, hey, bro, look at the big players. Okay, Sam Zell, number of units. He would never buy a single family. Okay, Donald Trump. In the chat, how many homes does Donald Trump have? How many homes does Donald Trump own? There you go. Jules got it right, 0. James says hundreds. No, he doesn't. He has 0 homes. I was at a place he called home last night, Mar-a-Lago, that does $40 million of cash flow a year. It's got people eating there. It's got a golf course. He bought that for $10 million, Jared.
Jesus.
He makes that every 3 months, okay? But he bought it out of bankruptcy. He bought it. He didn't build it, okay? He really didn't refurbish it much. What he did was he got people to come there. He got traffic, okay? So number of units, very, very important. Number 3, underwriting. You're going to hear me use this term, underwriting. I'm going to show you, you guys that if you stay through the entire time today, I'm going to give you an underwriting calculator where you can underwrite a deal in 6 seconds or less. Okay, I can do that in my head today, but I'm going to give you a tool that we built. Stay till the end and just make a claim for your underwriting calculator. We'll make sure everybody gets one today. You're going to hear a term called cap rate. Cap rate is the return. By the way, your investor is going to ask you what cap rate. The bank's going to ask what cap rate. The seller's going to say, we're selling at this cap rate. The seller might ask you, what cap rate are you willing to pay? And depending on where you live and what asset you're buying can determine what the cap rate could be, okay? NOI. This is the net operating income of the property. It's gross income less expenses equals NOI. NOI determines the value of the property. All right. All this is in our dictionary, by the way, dictionary of multifamily terms that I put together so people can have this, so you know what terms your bank or your seller is talking about or the broker. 7, we're going to be talking about depreciation. Why is depreciation? Would sound like a terrible thing. Depreciation, though, in real estate, depreciation means something going down in value. But in real estate, what it means is when I buy a $10 million piece of real estate, okay, I'm probably going to get $4 million worth of write-offs or depreciation. That's why so many people love real estate. I'm going to get $4 million worth of write-offs, called 100% accelerated depreciation. I can take this, which would typically be written off over 27 years, and I can write off $4 million of it. About 40% of that can be written off in year 1. Boom, I could buy on December 31st, close on the deal on December 31st, and write off $4 million of write-offs using the accelerated depreciation.
Yeah, and if you guys just take zeros off that, and let's say you buy a $1 million property and it's a multi-unit property,
yeah,
you'd get $400,000 in write-offs. So if you make $400,000 a year in income, and you go buy this $1 million deal and you accelerate the depreciation, it's got $400,000 of depreciation on it, you basically eliminate your tax bill.
Yeah, let's say you're a chiropractor. Let's say you're a chiropractor, okay, and you're going to go buy the deal by yourself. You're category number 2. investor number 2. Or you're going to get a chiropractor to invest with you. And that chiropractor is also a professional real estate investor by the tax code. What is it?
469C.
He registered as a professional real estate investor, code 469. He's the GP with you on this deal. GP is general partner. And you guys go buy 400 units. The doctor's making $160,000 a year. Watch this. He's making $160,000 a year. You guys go buy a $400,000 asset with, let's say, $100,000 down. He's going to get $160,000. If he used his money to do the deal and you ran the deal, he's going to get $160,000 deduction against his earned income. He'll pay 0 taxes next year. Okay, I'm going to show you guys that again because this is
the magic.
The magic, okay? You found a deal for $400,000.
And we'll show you guys how to find these deals today.
I'll show you. The deals are all over the country. You could put 5% down. Watch this. You're a dentist. You make $160,000 a year as a dentist or an OnlyFans. Okay, whatever. You're making money. And you're also registered with the IRS under code what?
469.
469. You're an OnlyFans over here, and you're making money, $160,000 a year. You still have to pay taxes on that. It's going to be about $50,000 in taxes, and I want to get rid of my taxes. So I go buy a $400,000 piece of real estate using a Fannie Mae loan today. I can put 5% down on that deal. Watch this. I'm going to finance $380,000. Okay? This debt will be supported by the rent. Okay? So this is going to cost me nothing because I'm only going to do this. The deal's the most important thing. The deal, then the number of deals or units. Okay? Watch this. I'm making $40,000 a year. I'm making $160,000 a year. My tax bill over here is going to be what, Jared? If I'm in New York, New Jersey, California, I'm probably going to pay
55%. Yeah.
Probably $70,000. Okay, in taxes. That's due to the I, R, and the S. So watch what happens over here. You see this $400,000 asset over here? I'm probably going to end up with about $160,000 of losses. They're not real losses. I bought the real estate. I put $20,000 down. I lost $20,000. Here's $20,000. Take it. Put it on the real estate. But I got a $400,000 asset. I took on a $380,000 loan, and I end up with this loss. This loss wipes out the $70,000 that I own, and I actually carry over the $90,000 to next year. Or next year I do another one, do the 90 and 160. I'll spend the next 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years not paying taxes. Look, I have investors that invest with me because of that reason right there. They want to reduce their tax bill. The biggest expense you have is taxes. Every household in America, your biggest single expense is taxes. So you guys that are on X, you're on Instagram, and you want access to this data, you don't want to watch this through X or Instagram. You want to come straight through our educational portal. Go to grantcardone.com/free.
Yeah.
grantcardone.com/free. You can see this. You can also see some of the back stuff that we're doing to support some of this information. Okay? You guys understand what I just did? I went to Jared. Jared does not have time to go buy real estate. He's got 2 kids, a wife. He just did a house. He's got this business. He's got his in-laws up in Philadelphia. Like he's traveling, just did another meeting in Tampa with another group trying to expand the business. I go to Jared and I say, hey, Jared, how about I reduce your tax bill? He becomes an investor for me, okay? So 7, depreciation. You're going to hear about 1031 exchanges. I take this property for $400,000. We keep it for 4 or 5 years. We go sell the asset. Watch this. We go sell the asset for $1,400,000. We're going to make $1 million in profit, okay? We haven't paid taxes. In fact, I've taken losses on it. And I go to sell the asset. And rather than selling it, I trade the $1.4 million. Remember, we owed $380,000. Okay, so I have $1,020,000 left over. I go and trade it for a $3 million asset. and I move this money down into this new asset and I pay no taxes. Even though I made $1 million for me and my investors, I just roll over into what's called a 1031 exchange and defer the taxes.
So it's a
I'm just
deferred,
telling you this, hang on a second. I'm just telling you this because you're going to hear me use some of these terms today. The other term I'm going to use today, sorry, Jared, but I'm going to use another term right here where I talk about refinancing, or what's called an exit, no exit. Okay? Now, refinancing. Go ahead, Jared. You want to go back to your point?
I was just going to say, so you can continue to defer your taxes into the future. So like I've seen Grant take one investment that he made, 1031 into another deal, 1031 into another deal, 1031 into another deal, and basically every time you're taking your profits from the deal, and rather than just selling it and paying tax, you trade up and you buy a bigger deal, and you buy a bigger deal. And that's how you literally continue to defer your taxes into the future while you accumulate more and more cash flow and bigger assets.
Angela says, how can you use your nonprofit status and avoid the taxes? Well, you wouldn't, dude. You wouldn't use your nonprofit for this, okay? You would use your nonprofit for something else. Now, if the deal's good enough, you'd put your nonprofit proceeds into it. But you wouldn't use a nonprofit and the 1031 because you wouldn't have to, any more than you'd use your IRA or your 401k. By the way, IRAs and 401ks are great sources of money to be buying real assets. Now look, we're going to spend about 90 minutes with you today going over this. I'm going to do as much as I can, as fast as I can, to go over as much as I can. For those of you that are really serious about getting involved, next week I want to invite you. Next Saturday
and Sunday.
I'm going to do 2 days, and I'm going to slow everything down. We put together not only 2 days live, by the way, Saturday and Sunday of my December. Is
virtual.
That December?
Yeah, live and virtual.
Virtual. Yeah. I'm going to zoom this to your tablet, your computer. You can watch it with your house. You can watch it with your partner. You can watch it with your investors. I'm going to send you this work. I'm going to send you these multifamily terms. My book, How to Create Wealth Investing in Real Estate, the Millionaire Booklet, and the course book. You're going to get this course book downloaded so that you can follow next week. I'm going to slow all this down. This is just for the serious people. We put together a crazy, crazy deal, as well as the first 100 people that take advantage of it, a strategy call with one of our coaches, our real estate coaches. I think we did the whole deal for under $300, $297. It's ridiculous. When you go there, by the way, I have 5 bonuses for you that are going to blow your mind. GrantCardone.com/now. GrantCardone.com/now. I can only do this for the first 100 people. So those of you that trust yourself and trust me enough to say, shit, this sounds great, I'm going to do it, and you know you're ready, go over there. For everybody else, just hang on. I'm going to go through all this. It's just going to be very, very fast. And for those that are serious, we wanted to put something up, if you weren't able to stay the full 90 minutes today, to offer you something that was like, okay, this is a no-brainer. I can do this, okay? But first, let me do this. Go ahead, Jared. I think you want to say something.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to say, I think we get into some deals
here.
Yeah, you know?
I just want to show you, because I know, I imagine, because I talk to a lot of people, that the number one thing that people tell me is, hey, bro, like, where are the deals at, okay? Well, I'm not going to go online right now and show you, but we have the biggest housing crisis in America unfolding right now in America, okay? You have, and I'm really talking to you about why now? Why do you want to do this right now, okay? You have a tremendous glut of product in the marketplace right now. Jared, just look up single family home listings. They've exploded straight up and vertical. And then he's going to go look up, you can look this up, single family home listings. Then you can look up price reductions.
Yep.
We have the greatest price reductions happening since 2008 right now. We have the biggest glut of inventory and the greatest reduction in price, in listing price askings that we've ever had since the biggest correction in American history. Okay, so I'm going to show you in real time, though, for those of you out there like, oh, dude, I don't think so. There's no good deals. Okay, there's no good deals. Look, I do this every day. I have a $5 billion business. There are deals everywhere. In fact, I went on a platform that we used this morning, and I pulled in, what, is this under 400 grand?
There's a variety of them.
Okay, there's a variety of deals that you could do. I could do this deal right here in Wisconsin. $16,000 would buy that deal.
Housing inventory is up almost 30%.
Housing inventory, what does that mean? Glut, we're up 30%. That's 30%. That means more sellers than buyers. Okay. Now look at this. Look at this property right here. This is something right here. 4 units. Okay. This deal right here is 4 units. I'm just randomly, I said, Jared, I want you to go to Wisconsin. I want you to find something in Texas. I want you to find something in just random places and pull this up. This is on a product called LoopNet. Now, LoopNet is not a place that I go to actually buy assets. It is a place I go to collect data, okay? This is 4 units. An excellent investment opportunity in Minnequa. Fully rented fourplex, offers 4 units, the same floor plan, 2 on the ground and 2 upstairs. Additional storage in the basement. Each unit is separately metered. That's really good to know. Spectrum internet capabilities, close proximity to town. Each unit, 24-hour notice. Okay, year built, estimated. Let me see what this says here. Okay, watch this. I'm going to show you how I could buy this deal. Now, I have no clue whether this is a good address or not, okay? But let me just see here. Let me see, Jared. What do you think the rents are, Jared? Can you pull up apartment.com and see what the rents are in Minnequa? So the first thing I'm going to do, I like it. I just like the way it looks for some reason, okay? I have no clue why I like it. But I'm buying it for $86,000 a unit. 4 units, $86,000 a unit. Okay.
It says average rent in Minnequa is about $950 a month.
Good. I put $1,000. Okay, $1,000 because the $950 plus the electric is going to get me to $1,000 a month. Times 4, that's $4,000 a month. They said it's full. Times 12 is $48,000. That's called gross income. Okay, look, I just came here to give you guys information today. If you want to buy something from me, you want to do something with me next week, cool. Otherwise, I'm just going to give you a bunch of data and hope that you can go out into the marketplace and use it and buy yourself something this year. By the way, you don't even have to wait till the end of the year. I have 3 offers right now to close before year end because I want to take advantage of year end deals where people have some urgency, okay? So this is $48,000. I'm going to take the $48,000. I'm going to put it right up here. I'm going to assume no other income, and I'm going to take 30% of this, $17,000 for expenses. I have $31,000 of NOI. NOI determines value, okay? You want to write this down. NOI is what determines the value. As I move the NOI up, I move the value up. As I move the NOI down, I move the value down.
It's basically like the profit in a business.
The profit in a business, because this is a business, by the way, and I can buy this deal. This deal can be bought. How much was it, Jared?
What was it? It was 3.
It was 400 grand.
344.
Oh, 344. So I can buy this deal with $17,000 down. Is that? Yeah, I can basically buy it for the expenses. 344. 5% of 344 is. Yeah, $17,000, $18,000. I'm gonna put $18,000 down, and we're gonna finance at that price. If I can't get a better deal, $326,000. Hey, by the way, that's $100,000 less than the average loan on one home in America. Okay, now why do you want to know all this terminology? I asked you guys earlier, hey, if I showed you the perfect deal, could you raise the money for the perfect deal? And you're like, oh yeah, I could. But do you really have all these stories? Because I'm telling stories right now. When you're raising money from investors, or even doing a deal with yourself, or even going to a bank, I'm like, bro, my loan on these 4 units is less than a single family home across all of America. 326 times 0.0725 is $23,635. So my cash flow is $7,500 a year. Okay, now watch this deal. I put $18,000 was my down payment, and I'm making $7,500 a year. 7,500 divided by 18,000 is 41%.
And so when you look
41%,
at 41%,
hang on, don't run over that, dude. 41%. If you're earning 4% at the bank, which you're not, you'd have to have $20 million at JP Morgan to be getting 4 right now. Okay? I'm earning 10x. You go to your dad, your mom, your uncle, your aunt, the doctor, the lawyer, the car dealer. The car dealer's earning 2% on his money selling cars, and I'm going to show him how to earn 41% on his money. How about this? How about we just split it 50-50? I'll pay you 20% on your money, and I keep the other 20% for myself. You're making $3,000 a year, and you didn't put any money in the deal. You do that one time, it's $3,000. You do it twice, it's $6,000. You do it 10 times, it's $30,000 a year. But most importantly, you now own assets that produce income. Okay, now that's a lot of math in a short period of time. That's why I want to spend next Saturday and Sunday just breaking this down. I just showed you one deal on how to make money. Jared wanted to say something.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, like, now you look at this deal right here. Now, if anybody came up to you off the street and said, hey, I've got a way, somebody you trusted, you know, I've got a deal right now, it's going to return 41% a year on the money we invest. Would you do it? Most people are going to say yes, okay?
Yeah,
so
but
now
you probably wouldn't believe them. They're not going to believe you.
Yeah. And so that's why I say it's got to be somebody you trust, right? That knows what they're doing. Like if Grant said it, okay? So then now you got to go back to the 4 investor types. So if you're investor number 1 and you've got no money, how are you going to take this deal down? Well, you're going to have to learn enough about the deal to understand how to do the math, how to submit the LOI, how to talk to the broker, how to get the deal under contract, how to go through the closing process and do due diligence, and then ended up managing the property so that you could ultimately exit it. If you're the second type of investor where you have your own money, might be a good idea if you're investing your own $18,000 in this deal that you learn enough about the deal and how to do deals and how to structure deals to make sure that the deal doesn't fall apart. Or, if you're the third group, and you're raising money for the deal, you're gonna need to understand how to pitch it, how to underwrite it, again, how to get the deal under contract, how to get control of it, how to talk to the brokers, how to talk to investors, right? So you have to learn these things. No matter which one of those investor types you are, you still have to learn the process and the math and how to explain
even if you knew this little trick, the deal's $344,000. Rather than asking the guy for an $18,000 discount, which you could probably get from him, it's a 5% discount. Easy to get, dude. You could figure somewhere between a 5 and a 12% discount on any piece of real estate in America today. Without like even working, all you got to do is say, boom, do it, okay? And they'll do it. Watch this. Rather than asking for an $18,000 discount, what you could do is just say, dude, make my down payment for me, okay? Give me $18,000. I'm going to buy the deal with no money down and no investors. I'm now going to be financing what am I going to be financing? $326,000. I'm financing the same amount, but guess what? I put no money down. I have, if I can remember my math, which I can't, 4817. I have $48,000 of income. That's a job right there. I just with no money. I just said, dude, you make my down payment. I'll close the deal. I qualify for a Fannie Mae 5% loan. I'm a first-time buyer, okay? $48,000. My expenses are $17,000. I have $31,000 worth of debt. Good. That's good debt, by the way. This is not Dave Ramsey's debt. I have $31,000 worth of debt, and our expenses on the debt are going to be $23,000. I make $8,000 a year. How much money did I put down? Oh, I forgot. I put no money down because he put my down payment down, okay? He funded my down payment. I'm making an extra $8,000 a year, okay? Do that 10 times, you're making $80,000 a year. Do it on bigger deals, you don't have to wait 10 years. You could do this on one deal. In fact, I'm going to show you today, don't leave, I'm going to show you today how every single deal should make you and your investors at least $1 million. Okay, I'll show you deals that are available today if you guys just hang in there with me long enough. Also, Jared, make sure everybody that stays till the end, I'm going to give you our instant underwriter calculator. I'm going to download it to your phone so you have it on your phone. So when you're driving around this weekend and you're looking and you're like, oh, there's 4 units right there. There's 8 units right there. If you know what the rents are, I can show you what you should pay for it, okay? Now, check this deal out. Just so I want to handle all of you out there, you skeptics that are out there saying, I can't buy anything. Dude, you're quitting before you start, okay? I bought $1 billion worth of real estate in the last 15 months. $1 billion worth, okay? And I know for a fact that I underpaid somewhere between 30 and 40% on that real estate. In 1995, when I started buying real estate, I knew I was stealing the real estate. I knew for sure I'm stealing when I buy. There's a saying in real estate that you want to write down. The money is made on the buy. You should know when you bought it. Unless you're buying in every cycle, you should know when you bought it, you made money on the buy. Okay, I made this much money. This is called under replacement cost, making money on the buy. If replacement costs on the assets, I got to buy it for 400 grand. I want replacement cost to be somewhere above that, at or above that. That's a difference that if I get back to replacement costs, if they ever start building assets again, for instance, let me just show you this deal. This is St. Cloud, Minnesota. And I don't know St. Cloud. I know it's a nice market. It's a great market, actually. Okay, here's 4 units. Oh my God, $339,000. Okay, look, it needs new kitchens. That's what this needs. Okay, now it needs new kitchens. It needs light floors, light tops. Look, that stove's what, 1980?
At least
40 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. The dark cabinets need to go. This is big. This will be called forced appreciation. I'm going to force the appreciation on the property. Yeah. Carpets need to come out. That'll be wood paneling down there. Get rid of this box right here. Get rid of the little, whatever those shades are. That's that old, those blinds. Yeah, just nasty, nasty. Okay. Now this is for one of you guys out there. You know how to, you know how to turn stuff around. You know how to fix stuff. 2 of the apartments were substantially renovated in 2014, substantially, but not very well done. Okay. You got a phone? I want to call Scotty Boy. The primary consists of one low-rise apartment building totaling 3,400 square feet. Oh, that's a nice size. And let's see what our boy here, if he even answers the phone. Now, do you even know how to make a phone call? Do you know how to get somebody to call you back? 4576. Okay. Most important piece of data on this right here that I'm looking at is not the numbers, by the way. It's him. Because this won't be the only piece of real estate he owns. So the reason I use LoopNet is because 1, it's free, and 2, because I'm trying to get contacts. But you got to remember on this is the bottom of the food chain. The bottom of the food chain of real estate is sitting on LoopNet. I'm not going to use my name to get him to call me back. I'm going to use Jared's name.
Hi, you've reached Scott Schmidt with Coldwell Banker Commercial, Orion Real Estate Advisors. Please leave a message.
Hey, Scott, this is Jared. Can you give me a call back? I'm calling about your 4 units on 14th Street, St. Cloud. I'm an investor in this market. I'm very, very interested in trying to close this before the year end. I have a 1031 that I have to move, and I have to close. I'm under 45 days on my identification, or just at the 45-day mark. Can you call me back right away at this number? Love the deal, love the location. I know the market. Please give me a call back. Thanks. Okay. Now, I'd bet $1,000 with anybody that call will be returned, because I'm setting hooks. You got to know how to call somebody to make sure they're interested and excited. I'm not saying it's too much money. By the way, I didn't even bring up the price. I love this. I love the asset. I love the location. How many of you would like to have that kind of coaching to learn how to make that call? And then how to make the second call in case he doesn't call me back, or the third call, okay? Or how to know how to call a banker and tell a banker, look what I found and why it's such a good deal. By the way, I don't even know anything about the deal. And don't I sound excited, okay? Why? Why? Because this is called the sequence. It's called the deal sequence. We're going to be going over the deal sequence in detail. This is the Cardone proprietary deal sequence that I've used to purchase $5 billion of real estate, okay? First is you find a deal. Now, I don't know that that's really a deal, but most of you, what you would do is you would determine whether the money or the math makes sense. I can look at it and say the math makes sense because there's a key indicator built in there, a piece of data that I saw here that says there's a deal to be done here. Who knows what I saw on this that I haven't mentioned yet that says that's a deal? Square footage, cap rate, nope. Even though the square footage benefited me, I see nothing about the cap rate here. Nobody has an answer to this. Vacancy, nope. Location, nope. NOI, nope. Depreciation, nope. Square footage, nope. Rent, nope. Overall, nope. Cash flow, nope. I have none of that data. And I made a call. See, this is what I do. I find a deal, and then I make contact. Okay? First time I met my wife, boom, made contact. I didn't underwrite. Most of you would underwrite the deal. You'd spend a bunch of time underwriting when you don't need to. What you need to do is make contact with the broker. By the way, not just for this deal, but for any of the deal flow that he might have. The third thing I'm going to do is underwrite. I underwrite while I'm talking to him, okay? And just let me show you my underwriting here. My underwriting is going to be this. I'm going to do the underwriting. I'm going to say, did you pull up the rents in that market yet?
Yeah, it's 950.
Okay,
St. Cloud.
Yeah, St. Cloud. I'm going to use the 950 times 4 times 12. By the way, I just underwrote that other deal, so it's going to be identical, $48,000 a year times 0.7. That's my expenses.
$915 a month.
Yeah, there you go. Divided by, but I'm going to fix this thing. By the way, I'm going to use the fix to buy the asset. Jared and I did this on a deal in Stuart, Florida. The deal was $6 million. I bought it for 4.8. We spent $400 to rebuild it. We made, I don't know, $10 million on that deal.
Yeah.
$10 million on a $4 million purchase. Let me ask you, if you could find a deal that you could steal today, it's worth 6 when you buy it. You can buy it for 4. You know you're going to make 10. Could you do the deal today? James like, yes. Then why haven't you, bro? Bring James up, okay? Like, guys, here's the deal. If you guys say you could, but you haven't.
You can't.
You ain't. Because you ain't. Okay, it's cool to say, oh, yeah, if you gave me a race car, bro, I could win a race. No, bro, you might not even be able to start it. Like, if you gave me a supercar, I'm going to fumble around with how to even start it.
Okay, here we go. We got James up. James, what's
Let's
going
go.
on?
James said for sure. James, okay, James, can you talk to me? James, so I just said to you, if I showed you a deal that should sell for 6, you could buy it for 4, and you said, yeah, I could do the deal right now.
I couldn't. I answered too quickly. I was thinking you were going to ask, would you want to do the deal? And yes, I would.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay.
Where are you based, James?
Near Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Do you own any real estate other than your primary house right now?
I own, my parents had a dairy farm, and I own that now.
And what brought you here today? What have you heard or seen about what Grant's doing with multifamily that got your attention?
Well, I've watched Grant for many years. I just decided to listen in. I'm in the office today. I'm a realtor, and wanted to, I guess, check it out more in detail. I watched him on his series where he took $100, turned it into multi-millions, and thought that was pretty cool. So.
In 90 days, you forgot that. That was
yeah,
important.
No big deal. So here, I just pulled up Madison, Wisconsin. Okay, I'm using a platform right here called CoStar. We spend about $70,000 a year to get this data. Right now, there's a deal in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. You know that? Sun Prairie?
Yeah, it's a nice area.
Nice area. 110 units available at $1,800 a unit. I'm going to buy this under replacement cost. It's called Canary Plaza. It's 110 units. So watch, 110 units. I already know. Watch how little data I need to underwrite a deal. 110 units times 1850 times 12 times 0.93 times 0.7 divided by 0.055. Oops. Okay. Messed up. 1,800 times 110 times 12 times 0.93 times, did I do 12 yet?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Divided by cap rate?
Let me see. Yeah, there you go. 2.6 times 0.7 divided by 0.06. This is going to be a $30 million deal divided by 110 units. It's 300 grand, $281,000 a door. Somebody's going to steal that piece of real estate. That piece of real estate is worth $330 a door, and somebody's going to buy that for $281. Okay, now you guys have stayed to the end. I'm teasing you right now, but James, I'm going to give you this underwriter calculator I just did, so you guys don't have to do the math that I just did. You're going to plug in the data. For instance, I'll show you the calculator right here. Underwriting, okay? We say 110 units. Let's see if I got the math right. I might not have. Actual rent's $1,850. Jared, pull that piece of property up. It's called, did you get the name of it?
Which property?
The one I was just doing, bro. 188 Canary Plaza. Yeah, this one right here. It's called 188 Canary Plaza, Canary Square Apartments in Wisconsin. Okay, now let me go back to my underwriting.
Plaza.
110, 1850. I'm going to do other income at 10%. I'm going to do occupancy at 9. I'll do 90. I think I did 93. I'm going to do expenses at 30. That might be too aggressive. Too.
Is that a new deal?
Yeah, 29 million. What did I say it was worth? 30 million.
Yeah.
I'm off by 800 grand, which is a rounding error on this deal. Okay, divide that 29,000. What are the rents?
$1,350, $1,400 a month.
Okay, so see, I quoted it at $1,850 a month, so my rents are too high. So now let's do the $1,450 a month. $1,450
It's just going to get worse.
times 110 times 12 times 0.92 times 0.6 divided by 0.055. $19 million. Okay. Now I'm going to do the math on 19 million divided by 110. Dude, I'm buying this piece of real estate. Okay, I'm buying this. I'm just telling you guys, this deal is a deal. Now, I just found a deal, randomly talked to somebody from Wisconsin. You guys are like, there's no good deals no more. Oh my God, all the good deal gone. They ain't gone, dude. This is $17 million. You're like, yeah, but how can I buy it with $17 million? It's 110 units. You're paying $170 a door for it. It would cost $300,000 to build this. How good of a neighborhood is that, James?
I think we lost him, yeah. He said it was a really nice area.
Yeah, so now, what am I going to need? I'm going to need $4 million to raise. I got to raise $4 million. I'm going to get 10 people to each give me 400 grand. Okay? Now, guys, if I told you guys we could each make $1 million on this deal, okay? We could each make, if I told you that we could sell this deal, not for 17 million, we're going to sell it for $25 million in 3 years. If I told you we could make 8 million, meaning I'm going to put $4 million down, I'm going to finance 13, and we're going to sell it for 25 million. Okay? That means 4 million becomes 12 million. We're going to make 300% of our money, plus cash flow, plus tax write-offs. How many of you could raise the $4 million if you knew for sure 4 million turns into 12 million? And you're going to do it in 3 years. Okay? Throw it in the chat. How many of you could raise the money for this deal?
Can't see the chat, guys.
Okay? Because, look, I'm not in Wisconsin, so I can't do this deal because I'm not there. Why can't I do the deal? Because that's not my business right now. You're like, yes, I could do the deal. Good. Okay, so Melissa, who are your investors, Melissa? Let's go to Melissa now. Bring Melissa up. I want to know who her, she needs 4 guys to give her $1 million, or she needs 10 guys to give her 400. Or she needs 100 people to give her $4,000 each. $40,000 each. Melissa? Who are your investors, Melissa? How you doing?
Hey, Melissa. How
Hey,
are
Melissa,
you?
who are your investors?
They just said you're unmuted. You can talk.
You're unmuted. You can talk.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Melissa. So how much money do you have to put in this deal? If I could, short of guaranteeing you that we're going to make 12 million bucks.
I have 400,000 of my own,
Good.
and I could ask my property manager for 400,000, but he's in his 60s, so he's always worried about pulling money out because then he gets a tax hit. But then I need to sell him on the upside of
Yeah.
of this, obviously, and then I'd probably have to ask my brothers or my sister.
Good. So now you got 4 people. Let's say they all give you money. Now you're at 1.6 million. But this is how you would do it. Now, the other thing you would do, Melissa, is you need to get in a club. You need to get in a club of real estate investors where people meet every week. Any club, like guys, just find a real estate club. It could be a local club in your marketplace where there's investors. There's local clubs in every marketplace. I don't know what they cost to join. We have a club. We have an international.
I wanted to join, and I can't get off work on Wednesday and Friday yet. I'm trying to figure it out because the Wednesday shredding of deals and going over even other people's deals so that I get my knowledge up and my imagination going about all the possibilities, and I learn how to do it.
Yeah.
So that when I first do it, I kill it.
Yeah, exactly. All you need to do, and maybe this deal's too big, right? Maybe you and your partner look for 800,000. Personally, I wouldn't do that. Knowing what I know today, I would go for the bigger deals. They're easier, everybody, to raise money on. Okay? They're easier.
Yeah.
So Melissa, you're looking, you're paying attention to this, you're showing up. That's exactly what it takes to learn this game. All right? So now, guys, how do you know this math? Okay? How are you going to know this math? You have to get an education. Period. There's no way short of you guys have to get an education so that you can walk through this math, because you're like, Grant, how are you so confident you can make $12 million for the investors, okay? How many of you think I could raise money for the deal? First of all, Melissa could have got the money from me. Melissa could have done a deal with me. She never mentioned me. Mm-hmm. She could have done a deal with me to say, Grant, I'll give you 10% of the 12 million. I'll give you 10% of the upside to offer this to your syndication, to your audience, and we could start expanding into the Wisconsin marketplace. Because I've already told you guys I like the deal. I'll buy anything that I like. Okay, that's the position.
Hello?
Yeah. But.
She's on the phone.
Again, the sequence, the deal sequence. What is the deal sequence here? So you guys don't get confused here. 1, I find a deal. Okay? Thank you, Melissa. I find a deal. The second thing I do is I make contact. In this case, I haven't made contact with anybody because I'm talking to you guys right now. It's costing me money. I should be talking to this guy that owns this deal. Where is the deal? Where'd it go? Where'd you go, little boy? Okay, there it is. Let's see who's on this deal. Let's see where the brokers are. Property contact. Dole Inc. LLC, recorded owner. Again, you're not going to have access to this. We're paying $70,000 a year for this. Jared, can you pull up the deal finder, please? And help me find out whatever you can. Masonry, it's built in masonry, concrete block, very, very important. This would cost. See.
So this are you on
data
Cannery? Are you on Cannery?
Yeah.
This is showing that the property
is it rents for $2,100 a month.
Yeah, this says monthly rent $1,200 to $1,650.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
just what it says on apartments.com.
Rent, I'm sorry, I'm using the wrong number. There's the asking rent, $1,239 a month.
And then on Deal Finder, its last sale was in 2024 for $25 million.
Okay, when?
2024, February of 28.
Okay, this guy's
and they have. It looks like it's pretty high equity. The LTV is really low.
Yeah.
But they're trying to get out of the deal already.
Yeah. Here
you want to talk to this guy? He's calling back.
Oh yeah, sure.
The broker on that four unit deal.
This is Jared.
Hey, Jared, Scott Schmidt returning your call on 519 14th Street South, St. Bob.
Yeah. Thank you so much for calling me back. I imagine you get a lot of phone calls.
Yeah.
Look, why'd you call me back so quick? Just curious, because a lot of time you guys and nobody ever calls back.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you said you're under the gun on a 1031 exchange, so I figured time is of the essence, and
Well,
I'll give you a call back.
thank you. That's missing in America nowadays. People don't respond with urgency. Yeah, can you tell me? What's it take to buy this deal right now?
Well, let me just reverse it. I guess you're under the 10. What did you sell? What do you have for proceeds that you're looking at?
Well,
Looking into a deal.
yeah, I got about 600,000. So, I was hoping for something a little bigger than this, but I could always break it up.
Sure. Multiple properties. So, yeah, I'm thinking, just to be upfront, probably somewhere right around 310 would get the deal done.
Okay. And is there existing debt on the deal right now?
There is, yeah.
How much is that?
I don't know the number offhand. It's pretty slim for the seller, though.
Okay. And when did this trade last? Scott, how long have they owned it?
Right around 2020, approximately.
Okay, 2020. All right, and why are they selling? Do you know?
Well, they're from out of area. They live in Iowa. They just haven't had the best luck with their property management and things like that. So they generally focus on properties kind of in their backyard. This was a one-off experiment for them. Yeah.
Got it. Well, you see, that's my only concern. I don't want to come up there with just one. Do you have anything else like this that's for sale right now?
Trying to think. Obviously, sold a number of buildings, recently, but yeah, nothing right now at the moment.
Okay. And then when would you be available next week?
I'd have to look at my schedule, I guess. Where are you located?
I'm in Madison.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, something probably Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm thinking Tuesday through Thursday. Generally, probably around noon or 1's a good time.
Okay.
In general.
And Scott, are those rents lower than they should be right now? I thought those rents would be higher than what they are.
Yeah, the rents are low.
Yeah. Okay. Let me give you a call Monday or Tuesday. I'll give you some heads up when I can get over there.
Sure. That sounds good, Jared.
Thanks.
Okay. Thanks. Bye.
Now, number one, the fact that this guy called me back is absolutely phenomenal. Okay. I guarantee you, the biggest problem you guys are going to ever have in real estate is that right there. I know you're not going to believe me right now. The call back, that's why I go deal, find the deal, make contact, 3, then do the underwriting. Notice also, I said to you, it is very easy to get a 5 to 12% discount on the asset. I didn't grind that guy out. He gave me $29,000. You divide 29,000. They want they're asking $339. Equals a 15% discount. Okay, I got a 15% discount. How did I ask him for the discount? What did I ask him? I'm like, hey, what's the expectation on the price? I think is what I asked. What's the expectation? The way you ask things. Oh, so he called me back. Why did he call me back? Because of the urgency. I even asked him why he called me back. He even told me that. I'm like, shit, he ain't going to tell me why. He doesn't even know why he called me back. He's just like, shit, you got a lot of urgency. You got to buy, right? So the expectation is $339. I said, what do you think the thing will actually trade for? He said $310. That's a $29,000 reduction. And I told you earlier, how could I buy this deal? Bro, just close the deal out at $339. Give me a rebate of $29,000. We're going to finance $310,000. I'm going to put no money down, and I'm going to buy this asset. I just showed you guys how to do a deal with no money. One deal with no money. Now, is it a good deal? I don't know, but I think it is. If I was in the game and I was in Wisconsin and I knew this marketplace, I would go make this my first deal. No money down. Now, do you know where to get a loan? You don't need any investors. Do you know who to go to, how to talk to the lender? Do you know that it's a Fannie Mae loan? Do you know Freddie Mac, who the brokers are for those loans? Or are you going to go to your regional bank and say, can you give me a loan? They're going to be like, no, we don't do that, because they don't do that. Do you know the requirements for you to get that deal or to live in one of those units for 10 months, or at least say that you are? your intention would be that you are, and then you could rent it to your brother to live there for you as you live with him. Okay, you understand?
And the math, guys, the math is Grant said something earlier. He said, hey, I want to show you how to make $1 million investing in real estate. We're going to show you how to find deals specifically for that. But this type of deal right here is a
perfect deal.
Great way for you to look at. Now, look, like, do you have to go live in the deal for a little bit? Yes.
Maybe.
Maybe. Are you self-managing this deal? Probably, if you want to collect more cash flow. Like this, these smaller deals, they can't support a third-party company to manage it for you. But what you could do is you could do a deal like this, especially if you really wanted to make it. Do a deal like this once a year, every year for 5 years. And over 5 years, if you raise the rents, even just $100 a month, over 5 years, that is not outside of the lines. In 5 years, you will probably have a net worth around $1 million. But would you be willing to do one deal a year, work with the property? You just have to make the decision. Or do you just want to go out and partner with other people and try to take down a bigger deal? By the way, we have a handful of strategy calls left. If you guys go to grantcardone.com/now, you could take advantage of the 2-day real estate interactive we're doing next weekend. Grant's going to do this for 2 days. We're going to go through this whole book here into a lot more detail. You're going to get a copy of this, so you're going to have all your notes, all the formulas, all the calculations. It's a $3,000 event. You can get it for $297. We're going to give you a strategy call with our team, one-on-one. They're going to help you get started on the right track. They're going to learn what your goals are, what you're trying to accomplish, what your timelines are, how much cash you have, what markets you're in, so that they can get you set up right for the event next weekend. We're also going to send you out the dictionary. We're going to send you out an entire toolkit of calculators. We're going to give you a coaching call next week. The underwriting calculator, the increased value formula, hats. We're going to give you a bunch of swag so that you can
get started. Get started right now.
Started.
Okay?
And one thing that I just want to tell them that we're going to do, because it is Black Friday yesterday.
Ooh. No, don't do it yet. I just want to say this before you do that. This is 37X, okay? I just showed you guys this $297. You found this one deal. You'd make $11,000 in cash flow in year one, and you put no money down. That's a 37X return on this investment. But Jared wants to do something else for you.
So what we want to do, because a lot of you are like, oh my gosh, this is so much information. I don't know if it's going to work for me. I don't know if I have the money. I don't know if I can figure out. What I can tell you for sure is you just need a little bit more time to sit in this. So here's what we're going to do. Because yesterday was Black Friday, the $297 investment it takes to join this program next weekend, we're going to give you a $297 credit back in our store. So you invest $297 in this amazing program, we're going to give you $297 back that you can use in our store. And to make it even easier for you to make a decision, we're going to offer a 100% money back guarantee. So you show up for 2 days next weekend, you don't think it was worth the $297, as long as you didn't use the $297 gift card, we're going to refund you 100% of the investment back to you. No questions asked, super easy. We're just trying to make sure that you guys get access to this information.
Yeah, and the first 100 people get a call with one of our coaches. And what you want to do in that call is describe what kind of investor you think you are. For instance, you have some money down, but I just showed you how to do a deal with no money. Example, you're in Wisconsin, or you're in LA, and I showed you a deal in Wisconsin. You need to tell the coach where you are, how much money you have, what your situation is, what your experience level is, what your credit's like, what your experience buying from borrowing money from lenders is, okay? Do you know how to talk to real estate agents? Because that is going to help us prep you, get you ready for the for next week's Q&A call, and then next Saturday and Sunday, Jared, stay with me.
Yeah.
Next Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to spend 2 days with you live going over this, but slowing it down. I told you guys I was going to do 90 minutes today. I'm at 1 hour and 16 minutes right now. I only have 14 minutes to get through what I'm going to share with you. It's just impossible. Okay, I apologize that I don't have, you and I don't have more time to spend together. That's on you now, because I'm offering you next Saturday and next Sunday, rather than me being with my kids, I'm going to be with you guys to share with you how you can take advantage of this real estate. That deal I just showed you with no money down, somebody is going to buy that piece of real estate. That real estate will not be there. Somebody bought that 5 years ago. Can you find out what it traded for? Somebody 5 years ago bought that piece of real estate. It's 519 14th Street. Now, he has something we use called Deal Finder, the 10X Deal Finder, where we can actually go get the data on this deal, including how much he owes.
Is that St. Cloud?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, remember, what deal is this we're talking about? You probably don't remember the deal. I can describe the deal: dark kitchen, wood floors in the kitchen, a dark brown carpet in the bedroom, if I'm remembering this deal right.
In 2020, it sold for 180 grand.
Good. Now, what do we know now? Okay. What do they owe on it, Jared?
Looks like I don't have loan data on that one.
Okay. It sold for 180 grand?
Yeah. In 2020.
Oh, 180,000.
Yeah.
Okay, and what are we offering him?
310.
310. So watch what happens in this deal now. Watch, I'm going to get the deal even better now. Remember the guy said he'd sell it for 310? I think they did some fixing up. 180 is what they paid for it. They probably spent some money. They're going to tell you they spent $40,000 on it. So they really have 220 in it. So they want to make 90,000. I wouldn't even make a big deal about that. I'd be like, yeah, guys, your price is fine, okay? The 310, I'll give you the 310. Here's what I want to do, though. I want to assume your loan. I don't want to put any money down, okay? I want to 1031 all my money. It doesn't matter. You're like, 1031, what is that? I don't even have a 1031, okay? I'm using the 1031 to create urgency on that seller. I could create a 1031 between now and then. But again, you guys don't know what you don't know. You know that old saying, I don't know what I don't know. What I know is what I'm going to do with this pig. Okay? These rents are too low, folks. Okay? The average rent in America is almost $2,000 a month, and this is being rented for $850 or $900. If I can raise the rents $200, watch this, 200 times 4 times 12 divided by 0.06, I increase the value of this property with a $200, I'm sorry, what did I say? $200. I increase the value of this property $160,000. Every time the rents go up $200, I make 160 grand. So could I spend floors, kitchen? Let me see this kitchen. Let me see this pig. Yeah. Just pull up the carpets, put some laminated wood paneling on the floors, paint the walls white, okay? Get rid of this old leather, this dark leather in here. These are probably rented, okay? Pull this up. Put again, laminated, fake wood floors in here. Get rid of all this dark wood in here. Go to Costco, put in some new cabinets. I'm going to spend $12,000 a unit times 4. This thing's going to look brand new. I'm going to spend $48,000 of my own money to increase the rents $200. 200 times 4 times 12. It's 200 times 4 times 12. What did I say I'm going to spend on it? You think I can do this for 12 grand? I think I can. Yeah.
4,000 a unit?
Yeah, I'm going to spend $48,000. Okay.
4,000 a unit?
And I think I'm going to get $400 on rent. I'm going to go from $800 to $1,200. What were the rents?
They were, I don't think he told us the rents.
400. He told me
the
they
rents.
were
The rents were $950 in the market.
Yeah. So let's say I'm going to get $19,000. I'm going to get $19,200 increased rent divided by the $48,000 I spent. That's a 40% return. Okay. Again, I did this deal with no money down. So if you can come up with $48,000 of cash, no money down on the asset, $48,000. Watch what happens to the property value now. I don't care what I'm paying him. Really, 400 times 4 times 12 divided by 0.06. Oops, $320,000. How much did I put down? $48,000. Okay, divide 48,000 by 320,000. I made
48.
No, 320. I made 320,000 and I put $48,000 to fix. I made 67% on my money. Okay, who wants to make 67% on their money? You can't do this. I could do this over and over and over again. By the way, let me just go back here and show you how many of these assets exist in the marketplace. Now, I stumbled into apartment investing, just so you guys know. Stumbled into it, okay? Look at the number of assets just in Wisconsin, a market I'm not investing in. Look at this. All this is for sale there, okay? Let's see, I can go smaller. I'm gonna go 10 units. And let's see what happens. See, and it got less, okay? There's 10 units built in 1900. Here's 10 units in 1914. Here's a piece of land, I don't want that. 10 units built in 1929. By the way, you guys understand that piece of property has been there for 100 years earning rent. 100 years it's been there, okay? It's gonna be here another 100 years from now. Like, this is the greatest game in the world, folks. Okay, Elvis isn't even around anymore. Michael Jackson's gone, okay? This property, these properties right here, 509 Lake Street, 10 units built in 1911, that will be here, and Facebook and Google will be gone, okay? So now, what do you need to understand in the game? Yeah, exactly. So what do you need to understand in the game? You got to understand some things. The deal sequence. The deal sequence goes like this. It's just too fast. It's all too fast, too much. The deal sequence goes like this. You find a deal, which means you need to be looking for deals. Where are you going to be looking for deals? LoopNet, CoStar, local brokers, the major brokers in your market, deal finders like we have. Our deal finder product is how much?
$1,500 for the year.
It's $1,500. It's called 10xdealfinder.com, 10xdealfinder.com.
Yep.
10x Deal Finder. You can buy it for $1,500. It shows you deals that have problem debt on them, or deals that are going to auctions, or deals that have tax delinquencies, okay? Deals that have potential. Where are you going to find your deals, okay? If the deal is the most important thing, then we got to teach you guys, where do you find deals? For instance, anything 10 years old, built 2015, it traded, that is a great source of deals, okay? 7 years old, great source of deals. Anything that traded 5 years ago or 3 years ago, great source of deals, okay? Anything that has tax delinquencies on it, okay? Anything that was not sold. It was listed, but it didn't sell. Great access to deals, okay? End of the year, start looking for, don't look for what they have coming out in the next quarter of next year. What you want to do is talk to the broker about, hey, what did you have last quarter that didn't close, that you could go back in because this seller's been beat down.
If you're looking for, also, you could look for deals that have either they're owned free and clear or they have high equity, because those would be great candidates to do seller financing. So where you could actually go to the owner of the property and have them float you, so you didn't have to get a traditional loan, and you could end up getting it with a lot less money down.
Yeah, and all you guys got to do is ask questions in the chat here. I'll do my best to answer these questions, okay? Where do you find deals? The second thing you want to do with the deal is you want to contact the broker, okay? Contacting the broker, this is not an easy thing to do, okay? How do you get somebody to call you back? How do you set hooks? What do you say? How do you ask for a price? How do you know if they're telling you the truth? How do you know if they're lying? Okay, does it even matter, by the way? 40 years I've been doing this. 40 years, I've made tens of thousands of phone calls, like probably every broker. If I'd have used my name with that guy, there's a real good chance that guy would know who I am. What markets do you look in, okay? Then how do you contact these people? How do you build a database of these people? 3, what are you going to do now? I'm going to underwrite the deal. This is what we're going to be going over next week. Do you have my deal sequence in the deck? Can you pull it up? Okay. So if you go to, watch this, okay? First, we're going to find the deal, okay? The top right-hand corner over there. We're going to find a deal. Then we're going to contact the broker. Then we're going to underwrite the deal. The fourth thing we're going to do is, what does it say there, Jared?
The LOI.
An LOI, letter of intent. It's non-binding. How do you write the LOI? What price do you put in there? When are you going to close? How long for due diligence? This is what I'm going to be spending 10 hours next week talking to you about. How do you write that LOI? What does that LOI look like? What commitments would you make? By the way, LOIs change with markets. Right now, it's a friendly LOI market as opposed to a seller's LOI market. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go get a debt quote. Now, I've been quoting all these with debt without calling a lender because I happen to know what money costs. I see it every day. It gets delivered to me like clockwork. Hey, what money costs today? So this is the other thing you guys are going to need to know. Where are the deals? How do I talk to the broker? Okay. Hey, where's my loan going to come from? Remember, on a $400,000 asset, I don't need 400 grand. I basically only need two things. I need to get a debt. I need to get the loan. And if you're looking at an asset that you know will get a loan, not you get the loan, it gets the loan. You don't need to get a loan. You could be out of work, bad credit, had a bankruptcy 2 weeks ago, and still get that loan if you know how to go to Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and the lenders that lend on this deal. Now all you got to do is figure out, how do I come up with $20,000 of cash, either from other investors, mom, dad, uncle, aunt, or from the seller, okay? We'll teach you all that. Also, I know this sounds too good to be true. You're like, dude, how do you do this? I'll show you how I did it. I don't know how you're going to do it. You're going to do it the way I did it. You're going to do it the way other people have done it, or you're going to figure out how you're going to do it yourself, or you're not going to do it at all. It's going to be one of those four things. You're going to copy somebody like me and do it the way I did it, speed everything else, or you're going to go study Sam Zell for 1,000 hours like I did, and try to apply what he did 30 years ago to what's going on in the marketplace right now. That's what you don't have to do with me, because I'm doing this now in real time with phone calls. Or number three, you're going to go study somebody else in your marketplace, and hopefully, or maybe you're going to read 1,000 books and you're going to figure out how to apply it yourself. Or fourth, you're just not going to do anything at all, and this is just another one of those things you showed up for. All those people are in this room, okay? Congratulations, by the way, to everybody that took advantage of the strategy call, because we just gave out 90 of these strategy calls. To the first 100 people that took advantage of the training next week, the strategy call. And that includes our toolbox up here, the book, the 10X day timer, the cash flow hat. We said we'd give you a $297 credit, plus you get this week's coaching call, the increased value calculator, the instant underwriter, multifamily dictionary, and 2 days with me next Saturday and Sunday. And that is recorded, by the way. And I'll promise you, in that call next week, I'll give you $1 billion worth of advice. Stay to the end of the call. Everybody gets the underwriter. Stay to the end of the call. Everybody gets the underwriter, and then we're going to do a bunch of Q&A. Okay? But I'm showing you deal sequence right now. What's the deal sequence? Deal sequence is deal, contact the broker, underwrite the deal, LOI, debt quote. This can happen in 40 seconds, literally. Okay? And number six is we want to close this deal. Okay? How do I close the deal? What do I need at closing? What is the other side going to expect from me? What are the fees going to be? What's my legal PSA need to look like? I'll show you all this, folks. I have nothing to lose by saying, hey, you go out and buy these deals in Wisconsin, California, okay, Nevada, Singapore, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, all these markets I'm not in, you could go buy in. You could go buy in Savannah. You could go buy in Atlanta. Man, it's all over the country. Houston, Montrose, the Galleria, Dallas, Austin, Phoenix, Scottsdale, Tucson, Charlotte, North Carolina, Greensboro, South Carolina, Detroit, Michigan, Troy, Michigan, all these markets, Philadelphia. I had a buddy last night, I was at Mar-a-Lago, and he's like, the Northeast, they're just consuming all the assets they can in the Northeast. They believe it's just going to be a bedrock for tremendous amounts of profits.
What percentage of the population lives on the East Coast?
Well, over 80% of America lives east of the Mississippi. Mm-hmm. Only 20% live west of the Mississippi. Okay. Congratulations, by the way, that everybody that's taking advantage of this. Okay. Somebody said I hadn't received my book. You're going to get it all. Okay. We're going to download all that to you right now. So now I'm going to close the deal. Now what do you do once you close the deal? Now you do. Now we find out how much game you got, because now you got to manage the real estate. Now this is going to blow out a lot of people right here. This is why so many people invest with me, because they don't want to do that. They're like, dude, I don't want people calling me. I got evictions, toilets, tenants, termites. I got roofs to fix, gutters to fix. Guys, you want this problem, trust me. You want the problem, okay? You want the problem, okay? Now, if you have 4 units, you're doing all the management. You understand? You lose one tenant, they hold you up. This is the value of the most important number in real estate. What's the most important number in real estate? Throw it in the quote. What's the most important number in real estate? Number of units.
Units, yeah.
Number of units, okay? Watch what happens. If one person moves out, what's my occupancy? 75%. If one person moves out and I got 40 units, I don't feel it. Right here, you feel it. 2 people move out, you're hostage. You understand? 40 units, 2 people move out. That's 5% vacancy. No big deal. It's not a problem. You're still cash flow positive. When you start managing the real estate, okay, how do you raise rents? Okay? How do you get rid of bad actors? I've done all this, okay? 14,000 units that I have under management today. 14,000 units. If you multiply that times 1.5, that's how many families we manage today. 14,200.
21,000.
1.5, huh?
21,000.
21,000? Is that right?
Yeah, 14 times 1.5.
Yeah.
Half of 14 is 7. 7 and 14, 21.
21,300. Okay? That's how many families, good job. That's how many families that we manage. Now check this out. 21,300 times $250. That's, what is that? $5,300,000? That's application fees, okay? That we keep, okay? Now check this out. Let's say I raise the rents $200 every year. 14,200 times $200 times 12. This is called the increased value calculator. Divided by 0.05. Every time I raise the rents, $200. Let me do that again. I'm going to do it again. $200. Everybody do the math with me. Grab your phone. Get your phone out. Put your calculator on. Do the math. So you can see it. You guys got to get used to this. We're going to be doing a lot of this next week. Okay? We're going to take 14,000 units, 14,200 units. Assume they're all rented. Times $200. Times 12. You should have gotten the number $34 million. $34 million. Is that right? Yes. $34 million of new income divided by 0.05. That can't be right.
14,000.
14,200. I'm getting too rich.
Times
$200 a month.
Times 12.
Times 12.
Divided by 0.05.
Yeah.
$681 million.
Okay. Every time I raise the rents, $200. What's that?
You could show them on the increased value calculator too.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's even better. See, Sherry just said, for you guys that took advantage of this, we're going to give you this instant real estate value calculator, increased value calculator. I'm going to take the 14,200 units. I'm going to raise the rents $200. I'm going to keep my occupancy at 100%, just for conversation. $681 million. Every time, this is the value of management. Every time I raise my rents $200, my investors, of which, by the way, probably 500 of you guys are going to do the course. Check it out. You're going to do the course with us next week, and you're going to become investors with me. I'm just telling you my secret agenda. Okay? I'm not hiding things like Biden and, you know, the Trumps and the politicians. Do they hide everything from you? They lie. I'm telling you what I'm doing here. I'm going to educate you, and some of you, most of you are going to go out and do deals by yourself. Some of you are going to go do deals with others. Some of you are going to do deals by yourself, others, and with me. And then some of you are just going to say, I just want to buy deals with you, because you clearly know what you're doing. On that 200 bucks, now why am I telling this story right now? I'm not bragging to you guys that I'm going to make 681 million. I'm showing you that you have to have the math to manage the real estate to show your investors, hey bro, get on board with me, because every time I raise the rents 200 bucks, I'm going to get $681 million of profits out of this real estate. If I'm half wrong, who can do the math on half of 681? How much, Jerry?
$340 million.
If I'm half wrong, we make $340 million for our investors, okay? But check this out. The average rent on my portfolio today, okay? You want these numbers. You have to have this data, folks. You cannot go buy real estate without data. I mean, you could, okay? You're not going to do great because you don't have the data. The more data you have, the more information you have about the market. The average rent in America today is $1,850. The average rent on my portfolio is about $2,000, okay? $2,025. We're going to go out here to $2,045. Okay, I'm 67 years old. I will still be alive at 87 years old. Stephen Ross is doing deals in Palm Beach right now, one of the great real estate investors in the country. He's 87 years old and he's doing deals this morning. Okay, Jared, stay with me, man.
I'm with you.
All right, okay? All that stuff don't matter anymore.
Okay.
Okay, check it out. What are the rents? If my average rent is $2,000 today, Donald Trump's going to print $5, $6, $7 trillion next year. Okay? Between now and 2045, 20 years, we'll have 5 presidents. 5 different presidents. It'll be whoever it's going to be next time. And then the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. I want you to go out 5 presidents, 20 years. I want you guys to post what you think my rents will be in the year 2035. Just put it in the chat below. I need to see your number.
Josh says 4,000, 3,500, 3,000
in America.
4,100, 6,000. Paul said 5,000. Bruce said 3,800. James said 4,250. Adair said 10,000. Wow. 8,500 from Annette. $4,000. Nick Menudo. Dave 3 says 3,200. Denver says 4,550. Rosalie 4,000. Gina said 6,500. 3,600. Quasia says 5,000 easy. Sheila says 6,000. Ishmael says 3,000. Mr. Singh says 7,500. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're going to be, let me see. What does Grant Cardone say rents will be in the year 2035? Can you just say it out loud? Hello? What does Grant Cardone say the rents will be in 2035?
Around $2,800 a month, give or take.
No, what does Grant Cardone say the rents are going to be in 2035?
45.
Cardone's calling it around $3,000 a month by 2034. Basically 2035. Pretty bullish, huh?
Shut up.
Well,
Okay.
What I found was just based on current rent growth rates, projections for inflation, which it could be anywhere from $3,500 to $4,500 a month.
Okay, well, this is what you guys don't know, okay, and Grok doesn't know. The average rent in New York City for a 1970 red brick building, 800 square feet, looking at another building with no view of the ocean, no view of the water, okay, is $5,700. Today, San Francisco, okay, $5,400. San Diego, $3,500 today, okay? Like, you guys are hallucinating. You guys do not understand inflation and what it does to rents. Let me just show you this property right here. This property right here, I bought Can they see this? I bought this property. Man, that picture's so dark. This property, I bought this, 1117 Sheffield. The rents were $475 a month 30 years ago. Those rents are $2,800. So take the same period of time, 2,800 divided by 475. Those rents have gone up 5.8 times in the same period of time that I just gave you guys. Okay? These rents on the properties I'm showing you right now, this rent right here, okay, this rent right here, let me see, no, where's my deal? See this deal right here? The average rent on that property today is $4,500. So you guys are like, $3,500, $4,500. They're $4,500 today. The average rent in my portfolio is $4,500, okay? These rents could easily be $10,000 in America in the next 20 years. But whatever, okay? Let's say the rents are $5,000. They go from $2,000. Let's say they go to $4,000 like some of you said. They double over 20 years. This is what I want you to do. I want you to take the calculator you have, okay? And I want you to take $14,200. This is how you create real wealth. This is why I'm here with you today, to suggest to you to become a professional real estate investor in 2025. Call your accountant Monday and say, hey, I want to be registered as a professional real estate investor. I just bought a course. I'm signing up with Grant Cardone. I'm going to commit 50% of my time next year to becoming a professional real estate. Log me in, sign me up for code 469, IRS tax code 469, because I'm going to show you guys how to create wealth the way so many people have on this planet. $14,200, put that in your calculator, times $2,000 times 12 divided by 0.05, okay? And how much money did we create there? $340 million in new income a year, divided by 0.05, 6.8 billion that I will have made for myself, my family, my charities, my investors, and all the people involved in the company. We would have created $6 billion worth of new value just because rents did what, okay? Remember, you're taking notes right now. I'm loading you up. I'm giving you as much as I can. NOI determines value. What your neighbor's house is worth does not determine the value of this kind of real estate. The NOI, as the NOI goes up, the value goes up. As NOI goes down, values go down. Which brings me now to what are the best markets for you to be in? Well, the best market for you to start in is exactly where you live. Where you live is where you should start. My first deal I did with $3,500 down. My second deal, see that little single family
Where
home?
you lived?
Where I lived, dude. I was living in Bel Air. I was renting, found a house, I bought it, put $3,500 down, and I've done $6 billion of deals since then. Second house I bought, I put no money down. That house today is renting for $4,500 a month. 5422 Brayburn, look it up, in Bel Air, Texas. The rents have been somewhere between $2,800 and $4,500. Guess what? It doesn't look like that anymore. Now it's a vertical building because they tore that one down. I made $30,000 on my second deal. I put no money in it, and I made 30 grand. How many of you'd like to make $30,000 on your first deal? No money down, find a deal, and make $30,000. But how many of you would rather do this? Make $4,500 a month, $54,000 a year. Rather than making $30,000 and selling it, make $54,000 in new income every year. For the last 20 years, I would have made $1 million in free cash flow and still owned the asset. This morning, we talked about refis. I didn't know about refis. A refi is an exit, no exit, okay? I basically took an asset. I bought it for what did I buy that for? $92,500 with no money, okay? The value went up to $225,000. I sold it. I actually picked up it went up to $125,000, okay, and I sold it. I shouldn't have sold it, but I said, hey, I could pick up $30,000. I didn't know what I was doing. Because I didn't know what I was doing, I thought a victory was a victory, and it was a victory, but I shouldn't have sold it, okay? What I should have done was I should have gone to the bank, and I should have said, hey, I would like to take a
Refinance.
a 75% loan on this times 125. I'm going to borrow $93,750. Okay, I'd have paid off the other loan. I own the asset for no money. And at that time, the rents were $2,800 times 12. I'd have earned $33,600 a year. The place has been rented for like literally 38 years in a row. Never missed a month. Okay, let me see what my payment's going to be here. $93,750 times. I'd probably get a bigger loan than that, right?
If you refinanced it when you sold instead of selling it?
Yeah. My payments are going to be $6,700 a month. They're going to take care of everything, and I would have made $28,000 a year on this asset. I'd have made an extra $2,000 a month not selling it. What I did was sold it, picked up $30,000. I shouldn't have done that. I should have refinanced it. Okay. Now I would learn this later. After I spent 1,000 hours with Sam Zell, I spent 500 hours studying Don Bren. Fred Trump, I studied him. I studied some of the biggest REITs in the country. I probably spent 10,000 hours studying people. When I was 40. Let me see, I just gotten married 4 years, 2008. I'm 50 years old. Am I 50? Yeah, 50 years old. 2008. Found a piece of real estate. It was $63 million. I knew the property was worth $83 million. I knew it, okay? Because I had spent 10,000 hours studying real estate. But I don't have the money, okay? So what did I do? I did the math. I need $15 million to finance it. I knew that. I can get a loan for $48 million. This is the deal sequence, okay? Find the deal, get a loan, go find $15,000, okay? Sold my house, banged credit cards, took some money out of my company, raised the other money. Jared put some money in, my brother, my sister, gathered the $15 million. We bought the asset, the $15 million, made 12% a year in cash flow, $1.8 million. Okay, for 5 years, $9 million in cash flow. And then the rent started going up, okay? The rents went up. The NOI on this deal was like $5 million of NOI a year, and the NOI went to $11,800,000 is where it is today. Okay, now take $11,800,000. This is why you guys need the math, okay? That's why I'm inviting you guys to come spend 2 days with me next week. You got to learn the math, because if you learn the math, you can convince your family to sell the house that you have and go rent. We went and rented, man. I went and rented for 5 years. Watch what happened. The NOI on this property, I've owned this property 13 years now, went to $11,800,000. Divide that by 0.55. That property today is worth $214 million. Okay? I own it today. They could pull up the address. Somebody could be helping me with that right now. It'd be crazy.
Garage portfolio, guys.
Okay. That's what the value of the property is today. Okay. I owed $45 million. $45 million. Okay. Short story. I'm going to give you the short version of this. This is my loan. This is my loan. Okay. I could go to the banks, and the banks would pay this loan off. And they'd be like, Grant, we'd like to give you a new loan, $214,000. They're going to give me 75% of this amount.
$214 million.
$214 million, huh?
Yeah, you said 14,000.
214 times 0.75. They're going to lend me $160 million. Okay, they're going to pay off the $45 million. This is how people get rich now. Okay, and they're going to give me a check for $135 million. They're going to pay that off. That goes away. I have a new loan, $160. There's $135 million left over. I still own the property, 1,100 units, still cash flows. What do we do with this money? We put $15 million down. We put $15 million down. That, by the way, has been making cash flow of $1.8 million a year.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we do with this? We have $15 million to our investors. Jared's got some, I have some. I sold my house, took that money out, my brother, my sister. I raised the money because I thought the deal was going to make 20 million. It didn't make 20 million. Look at this.
What's the best part?
I didn't do anything. All I did was make a decision. Okay, how many of you, and let's open up some Q&A. How many of you are in a position, if you saw a deal today, you would move heaven and earth to buy that deal because you know what you're doing? Look, if you don't know, you don't know. And then you just need to admit, I don't know. But if you knew, boom, I have a deal. Would you go to your uncle, your aunt, your brother, your mother, your sister? Would you sell your house? See, Grant Cardone acquired South Florida apartment portfolio for $58 million, the largest apartment private party acquisition. What they didn't tell you was this. I sold my home to buy the asset.
And you moved from California to Florida.
I moved to be with the asset because I knew this one purchase was going to change my life. Now, I'm not suggesting you guys are going to go buy a $63 million deal your first time or $58 million, but what I am suggesting to you is you should not look at any deal that doesn't have a profit potential to make $1 million. All right? Now, what do you need? You need to know where's the deals at, how do I contact the broker, how do I do my underwriting. I'm going to give everybody that stays through the Q&A the underwriting calculator, but there's another calculator you guys need. Okay, I'm not going to give you this one. I am going to reward everybody that joined us at grantcardone.com/now. grantcardone.com/now. This is free, virtually free, folks. All you got to do is put your credit card in for $297. Then I'm going to give you a credit at my store for $297. You can use it against anything you want in the future. You can give it away for Christmas. You could send your dad to one of my conferences. You could send your son to one of our boot camps. You could send it to a real estate event, a sales event, a closing event. Anything you want to spend the $297 on in 2026, you can. Or if you want to give it away as Christmas this year, you can. You virtually pay nothing for this. Okay? And if that's not enough, I'm going to give you a 100% money back guarantee. If you change your mind next week, you're like, I don't really want this anymore. I'll give you your money back. No harm, no foul. You keep the course book. You keep the millionaire booklet. By the way, people have I've made many, many millionaires with this simple little book. You keep the How to Create Wealth Investing in Real Estate, where I show you how I bought $2 billion worth of real estate and then went on to buy another $3 billion. You keep the dictionary, okay? You'll keep the strategy call that we did with you, one-on-one strategy call. You'll keep the instant underwriter calculator that I gave everybody. You'll keep the increased value calculator. By the way, if you don't have this, you'll never get investors, okay? Go to grantcardone.com/now, grantcardone.com/now. It's $297. I give you a credit at the store, $297. Okay, so that you literally, if you want to buy a hoodie, you want to buy hats, you want to buy tickets to our wealth conference that we have coming up, you want to come to my capital raising account, okay? If you want to come to we're doing a capital raising account December 5th, it's $10,000 a person. Is that how much it is, Jared?
Yep.
Okay, you can apply the $297. If you want to come to, what is that, December what?
December 14th and 15th.
It's just one day. Okay, if you wanted to come to our live real estate event.
16th, yeah.
What day is that? Is this the 16th?
The real estate event
Yep.
is the 14th and the 15th.
14th, 15th. Okay, how much are those tickets?
Those are up to $5,000.
Okay, but I think they start at $497 all the way up to $5,000 for VIP. You could apply that $297 to that and only pay $200. If you wanted to come to our our wealth conference, we have a wealth conference on the
12th and 13th.
12th and 13th. Those tickets are $497. You can apply it to that. If you want to get a hoodie, you want to get cash flow, whatever you want to get, dude, apply it to the store, use it there. And if next week you come and you're not happy, bro, just keep everything. Call my office. We'll send you the $297 back. This is virtually a no-brainer, okay? That's what we should have called it, the no-brainer offer. Okay, I want to open it up to Q&A. I've talked enough about how I've done deals. By the way, my third deal, while you guys are loading up the Q&A, my third deal cost me $350,000. There's a record on this deal, 210 Cedar, Vista, California. I put, what did I put on that deal? 350 grand? Oh my God, I wish I had 350 grand. Guess what? I didn't have it either, but I still bought the deal. I bought the deal for $1,950,000. The guy paid $5 million to build it. It was a no-brainer. It was like, obvious, I'm stealing, don't send me to jail. I figured out how to come up with 350. Now what you guys do is y'all come up with excuses. No, it's not because you don't have the money. It's because you're not sure that it's a deal. Okay, I want you guys to write this down. You're not passing deals because you don't have money. You're not passing deals because you don't have credit. You're passing deals because you miss the 5th most important thing in real estate. The 5 most important things in real estate, in this order, is the deal. Number 2, the debt. For instance, when I bought that little blue thing that I was just showing you, 210 Cedar, I went to the wrong banks. I shouldn't have gone to the first 2 banks I went to. I went to them, they said no. The third bank's like, we'll give you all the money. Like, don't even worry about it. Like I put some money down, but they were basically throwing money at me, okay? 3, equity, cash, syndicate the deal, raise the money from others. 4, you need a network, okay? The reason you guys don't raise money is you have a corrupted network.
Or no network.
Or no network. Or you have a network and you're not using it. By the way, that's the worst. You have a network, but you won't go tell your mom and your dad about it, your uncle, your aunt. I did so many people a disservice back then. I should have bought 10 of these deals in 1990. When did I close this?
91.
91. I should have bought 10 deals.
I'm sorry, 96.
96. In 1996, I should have bought 10 of these, not one of these. I'm bragging about one. I should have bought 10. I should have bought 20. If I'd have known what I know today, because had I raised money and bought more deals, I would have helped more of my family members out. The 5th thing you need, this is what's keeping you guys from actually doing deals. It's not the first 4. It's this. You don't have confidence. You're not sure, and you know you're not sure. Okay? So where do I find deals? Where do I find debt? Where do I find equity? This is what I want you guys to do. I want you to write these 5 things down right now, and I want you to rate yourself on a scale to 100. Okay, 100 is your, boom, you can't get better. Let's say I'm 100. Okay, rate yourself against me. 90, 80, 70, 60, where are you? Okay, where are you on deals? Where are you on debt? Where are you 100? You know where to go get money today. Okay, on equity, raising money from other people. I don't want to raise money from other people. That's because you got a problem with number 5. Okay, your network. Do you know plumbers? Do you know HVAC people? Do you know insurance people? Do you know brokers? What I'm inviting you guys to do is to come into my orbit and let me introduce you to all these people. I'll give you number 4. Instant. Okay? Instant. In fact, what day is this? What day is this?
On Friday.
On Friday,
next Friday. 3 p.m.
I'm going to drop you guys in to a network of 3,000 people that meet every week. Okay? I'll guarantee you there's somebody in your market that's trying to figure out how to buy in your market. I'm going to give you that so that you guys have a network of people so you can start actually networking. They say your network is your net worth. Here's the thing I can't give you. This one comes over time. I cannot give you that. Joining me next week does not get you that, number 5, okay? But it gets you started on that, okay? There's no fast track to confidence except doing deals. The first 4, though, imagine if you showed me a deal Saturday. You come to our call Saturday, a Zoom call, and you bring me a deal, and I'm like, dude, do that deal. I'll raise the money for you. I just handled your debt problem. I just handled your equity. I handled your network. And number 4, I said, bro, if you don't do it, I'm going to do it. Okay? Imagine if I am your first investor. All right, guys, the offer, let's go to Q&A. The offer is grantcardone.com/now. We're going to end this in about 5 minutes. grantcardone.com/now. I'm going to take it down. I'll never offer to you again. I'm going to give you the coaching calls, the strategy call. I'll give you both underwriters, the dictionary, my book, How to Create Wealth Investing in Real Estate. I'm going to send you a cash flow hat for Christmas to just make it clear what you're focused on this year is real estate and cash flow. And next week, Saturday and Sunday, and if you're not there for the whole thing, I'm going to give you the recording. Next Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to go to my studio over here, my classroom, and I'm going to spend 2 days with you talking about, and I'm going to slow everything down. We'll find a deal, underwrite it. I'll find another deal, underwrite it. I'll show you why a deal works, why a deal doesn't. I'll answer all your questions. We'll spend 5 hours next Saturday, 5 hours next Sunday. You're going to miss some football, but I'm going to show you how to find $1 million deals in your
And we'll
market.
give them the recording.
Okay? And you get the recording so you don't miss anything in case you get interrupted.
Let's go to Kay Richards. Katie Richards. Katie Richards.
Yes.
Hello, Katie. Miss Katie, how you doing?
Hi. Good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm doing good.
Okay, so I had a question. I'm a new realtor. I just did my 2-year renewal. I'm really not very versed in how all of this works, but I was looking up different apartments like in my area, and there was one on 500 Mount Sylvan Street in Lindale, Texas, and it's a 2 4-plex unit with 12 beds, 12
What's the address?
What's the address?
500 Mount Sylvan Street in Lindale, Texas.
Mount Solon?
75771. Sylvan, Sylvan.
Okay, Mount Sylvan.
Street
Yeah.
in Lindale, Texas.
Lindale. Okay, let's see if I can find it. Okay, so this looks like a bunch of single-family homes. What is it?
It's a 2 4-plex. It's
Yeah.
12 bed, 12 bath. And I was trying to figure out what would something like that look like? How would I begin to apply everything that you were talking about today? And that, would I need to look at other places in that market that have sold recently for that, and how do after that? How do
this is not like the way you do single family homes. I mean, you could do that, but it's not necessary. So they want $1.7 million for these 4 times 3, I guess. These are 12 baths, 12 bedrooms, 10,000 square feet homes. So it's $1.7 million. So it's a 4-plex. So they're $400,000 a unit. Do you know what the rents are? What I need to know is the rents.
I don't. It was listed for sale on Zillow, and it looked like a new construction, like they were trying to.
Yeah, it's brand new. It's brand new. It was built.
Yeah.
It was built to grab a guy, a first-time investor.
2 4-plexes. It's 8 units.
It's 8 units.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're $200,000 a unit. Yeah.
212. Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to know what the rents are. All you need to know is what the rents are.
Okay.
Okay. Now this is going to qualify. One of these is going to qualify for a 5% down. So you could literally do this deal with probably $40,000.
Okay.
You're going to go to Fannie, Freddie. What's the term? Fannie and Freddie Mac have a 5% loan program right now, up to $1,168,000.
$1,396,000.
$1,396,000.
Up to 4 units.
Up to 4 units.
So you just have them split this up.
Yeah. You buy one,
Okay.
or you go to them and say, hey, this is a perfect owner financing project. They would do owner financing for a short period of time. And the reason I would tell you to do that is because, Katie, interest rates are going to rock bottom out by May, June of next year.
Okay.
Now, this is what I would do, though, for you. I would tell you, if you live in that market, do you live there?
Yes, sir. I live in Winsboro.
Yeah, good.
It's about 2 hours or an hour away from here.
Yeah, so what's the name of the market you live in?
Winsboro. It's East Texas. My office is based out of Mount Vernon. It's Century 21 Butler Real Estate.
Let me see. What did she say?
A lot of farmland out here.
Yeah.
What's the name of the city?
Yeah, what's the name of the city?
Winsboro.
Wins.
It's WINNS.
What's the nearest big city you live to?
Tyler or Dallas.
Tyler, Texas. See, I want to get you to a little bigger market, right? Because you're going to have more deals there.
Okay.
So I'm looking at deals right here. That's a for lease for sale. I mean, look how many assets I have available for sale right here. Let's see here, filters. I'm going to go put in multifamily. You're the perfect person. First of all, you're already, because of your career, you're already qualified for the 469 tax code.
Which means you can carry over the depreciation into your primary income.
So if you're earning $100,000 a year right now and you're paying $30,000 or $40,000 in federal taxes, you shouldn't be. Because you should be buying real estate. All you have to do is invest like $30,000. You're going to get all your federal taxes back. There's no reason for you to pay that. So here's the deal in Flint, Texas. 8 units for $2.5. That's expensive. $300,000 a door. Yeah, I don't love these deals. Now I'm going to go to CoStar. I'm going to go to the one I pay money for. Let me see. Where's my CoStar? It went away. Oh, there it is. Okay, what's the name of the little market you're in? Tyler, Texas.
Tyler, Texas.
Now, why am I going to Tyler, not her market? Because I want to open up the window. Like, if you could earn $10 million in the next 3 or 4 or 5 years, would you move?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. That's the right answer. So, no, I don't want to.
I'm in so much debt right now, and the first 2 years of starting real estate has really been tough. The market out here is kind of tough.
Yeah.
It's a very small town, and so it's
Yeah.
one of those things where.
Yeah,
if you
well,
know-
I grew up in Lake Charles, Louisiana. If I wouldn't have moved, I'd be a big shot over there. But that's all I'd be. I'd be a big shot there. Not
Big fish in a small pond.
Yeah, exactly. So here's 16 units in Bullard. Here's another 24 units. And Texas is going to be so good for the next many years. Not what I see. Oh, I like this one. 6 units. Here's 6 units right here in Tyler. 7 units built in 1950. I like this little deal. But you got to quit selling real estate and start owning it. You know,
yes,
you want to be the owner.
Goal for sure.
Yeah, you want to be the owner. What's your marriage situation?
Single mom, 4 kiddos.
Yeah.
Been divorced for like 6 years.
Yeah, I had you as a single mom, so you're perfect. Whether you can go keep hustling real estate, selling real estate, and get your 3%, or you could start buying real estate, raising money. You're the perfect person to be doing this. AI cannot replace this job, okay? Robots will not replace this job. Robots and AI will replace real estate agents. They will never, ever replace real estate investors. So I hope you join us, okay? I'll do everything I can to help you. I was raised by a single mom. She had 5 kids she had to raise by herself. And my mom, she couldn't get a job. She did not, there was no way she didn't have the skills to get a job, but she could have learned this, what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Actually, what's crazy is my mom tried to talk me out of becoming a real estate investor.
Yeah, I remember.
Because she's like, oh, you're going to have people calling you. Oh, my God, it's going to be terrible. I'm like, okay, watch this.
I hope so.
Yeah, the phone does ring a lot.
Yeah.
I'm really wanting to get to a point where, because right now I work 3 jobs, and I would really love to just focus on real estate and have the one. So I'm definitely interested in diving deep into learning how to do this. It's just not having the money to get started. And so
yeah. Well,
another question I had was
you don't
how do
need money.
find those
You don't need
investors?
money, but you do need a network. Okay. All those people you're showing homes to, those are investors. Okay. Your real estate broker, the guy you work for, he would be an investor. But my network would also be an investor with you. Jana, I don't know if you have any of these people that have done well with us, Jared. Do we have any of those?
Yeah, a little bit further.
Let me show you. I'll just show you some people that that have done this course with us. These guys, Stephanie and Sal, okay? They got involved with our program. They started with exactly what I'm telling you to do this next weekend. Grant's Real Estate Interactive took us from a small single family investing to become key principals on $20 million worth of deals, okay? Brendan, he started with the Real Estate Interactive. That's what we're doing next weekend, next Saturday and Sunday. He's gone from single family homes to acquiring 167 multifamilies with partners. He didn't have any money either. Here's Joanne Wright. Where's Jana at? Jana's not in here. Since the Real Estate Interactive, she went from 134 doors. How many does she have?
2,000, 2,200.
Yeah. To $13 million in assets. But we should have the data so we can show Jana.
Okay.
Jana. Uselton. Jana, she's probably got 1,500 or 1,600 units in 3 years. So she was doing interior decorating. Like this is real for anybody, guys. I'm nobody, Cindy. Okay, like literally, I grew up bad student, drug addiction for 10 years of my life. I bought a deal when I was 28, had no clue what I was doing. Bought another one the same year, no clue what I was doing. Bought 48 units, I knew what I was doing. When I bought that first 48 units, I'm like, okay, now I'm going to start building some real wealth. That deal made me almost $5 million. One deal made me more money than I had made since I was 8 years old. In one deal. But I invested a lot of time learning the game, okay? All right, let's go to our next Q&A.
All right, let's go to Adam Johnson.
Perfect. So Grant, I sell commercial real estate, or not sell commercial real estate, I put commercial roofs on after large loss hailstorms come through. I see other guys in the industry trying to purchase real estate with these deals. Do you know how that really looks? Like, what are they really doing? They're using a lot of the money from the insurance claim to use the down payment.
They're using money from an insurance claim to pay the down payment on a deal?
On the contractor side, yeah. So they're finding these buildings that are on the market in areas that storms hit. And they're coming in as a contractor saying, hey, we'll put the new roof on, but we want to do a deal with you through this process to use that new roof as the down payment. And I was curious if you can kind of clarify that a little
Yeah,
more.
I don't. Again, you're chasing the tail. They're chasing the tail. They're chasing a limited amount of money. Oh, I'm going to get this $100,000, so I'm going to go use the $100,000. Don't do that. Chase the deal. You guys are out sequence. Find a great piece of real estate. Okay. When I found this piece of real estate right here, let's see here. I did not have the money to do this deal. When I tell you guys I didn't have the money, I didn't have the money. This deal was $235 million. Nobody has $235 million sitting around just like, okay, I happen to have all the money. Because if you do, then there's 10 other guys that have this much money. This was Blackstone. I bought this from Blackstone. They have $1 trillion. How did I buy it from Blackstone? Why would Blackstone let it go? If it's such a good deal, why did Grant get it? Because Blackstone had to sell it. So if I was waiting on a damn insurance claim, bro, to buy that deal, I would have never bought the deal. You're chasing your tail. Chase the deal. Okay? These guys don't own any real estate. If they're doing this, I guarantee they want to be me. Now, speaking of insurance, guess who owns most of the real estate in America? New York Life, MetLife, Allstate, Nationwide, State Farm. They own most of the real estate that, like I'm showing you guys. This is who owns these products. These are the richest companies in the world. These aren't people. These are institutions. So why? Why are they doing it? Because real estate in 2026, first of all, we're going to have a spike. You're going to have this. You're going to, it should be more like this, okay? And then it's going to go like this. This is going to be 2026. This is going to be 2027. And then in 28, this thing's going nuclear. Throughout next year, you're probably going to have some of this bump going up, moving up, because Trump's going to go to 0%. He's going to add the depreciation forever, and he's going to go with incentives for investors. He's going to drop money on the United States of America. He's probably going to build 5 million homes, or they're going to attempt to build 5 million homes. All this money is going to move to red states. So if you guys want a little hack, buy red states, look for positive job migration. If you have to move from where you are right now, like I did 13 years ago to get rich, move.
Do it.
Sell everything you have, get the kids out of schools, move them to these states where money's going to move to. There's going to be an economic civil war in this country. It won't be a war with bullets, but it's going to be an economic civil war. Trump could literally trump the Democratic Party by building 5 million homes and offer incentives where you build and remove regulations. Okay? For instance, going from Oakland to San Francisco today costs $10 to cross that bridge every day. What they're going to do is they're going to keep increasing that expense until people don't cross the bridge, because they're trying to build micro cities across this country. Seattle just elected a mayor that has never done anything in her entire life. She's never managed more than $9, and she was just given a $9 billion budget to manage. No personal experience, no career experience, nothing, zero, nothing, ever. She hadn't managed a household, much less a city. So these major blue cities, okay, and by the way, this isn't Democrat or Republican, I'm just telling you, the most expensive cities in America are Democratic cities. New York, Chicago, Minneapolis, Seattle, LA, San Diego, Chicago, Boston. These cities where they're very, very liberal and very blue, they have they have rent moratoriums, you can't do rent evictions, you can't do rent prices, you got rent control. All these cities are the most expensive cities in the country. That's what you want to be comparing to when you look at rents. So when you see rents in New York City at $5,700 and they're only $800 in Dallas, bro, money's going here. Okay, watch, because a new unit's $1,800. A great unit is $2,800 in Dallas with a brand new pool, skyline, beautiful views, glass, modern build. This guy's leaving he's leaving San Francisco, Oakland, LA, and he's going to Dallas and saying, shit, I'll take 2 of them. I'll take this times 2. I'm paying $5,600. It's still better than that piece of shit I was living in.
And he's paying no tax on income.
He's paying no tax. All this money is going to flood to Texas and Florida and Tennessee. Okay? You're not stopping that. This is the migration game. Okay? Where do you want to be? You want to be in the flow. When you go fishing, where do you want to be? Where the fish are biting. Mm-hmm. With money, where do you want to go? You want to go with flows. Okay? Where do you want to stay? Where the money's at. Follow the money. Okay, so that's why when I found that deal, show me the Boca deal again on my computer in the next question.
All right, let's next go.
Tell them to pull up the list of other people that have been through our club. I want to show those people.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sure they got it in a stack. Okay. That deal right there, when I found that deal, I knew a couple things. 1, it was a great piece of real estate. 2, it was a great location. 3, it couldn't be replaced. 4, it was under replacement costs. Cost $335 to build it. I knew that. I bought it for $235. I made $100 million the day I bought it. You make your money on the buy. And I knew the last thing is I could raise the money. Okay? How do you break the money down? You break the money down by you take the price, less the debt, less the equity. There's your deal. Okay? Price of the asset, less the debt, less the equity. Okay? How do you tell the story to the investors? Well, you got to have a network. What's the best story to tell? A beautiful piece of property. Look at the deal. Look at the deal. In fact, where's the deal at? Let me see. I want to show the deal right now. Which way do I point? This way or that way? That way. Okay? See that deal right there? Look at that deal right there. That deal is beautiful. Look at the deal. 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 Okay? They're not looking at me. They're looking at the deal. Location, irreplaceable. Boca Raton. Okay? It's one of the 3 wealthiest counties in America. Okay? The average rent's $4,500. It's a perfect location, perfect product, perfect asset. It's a distressed debt, not a distressed deal. And I have a tapped out seller. The seller's literally tapped out, cannot maintain control. And the lender, Blackstone, one of the wealthiest corporations in the world, cannot buy their own asset by the law. Okay, they could not buy it as long as another guy tried to buy it. Because I'm like, why won't Blackstone buy it? They're all the money in the world, dude. Because they can't, bro. As long as you make an offer, they can't buy it from themselves in the state of Florida because they're the debt. It's a law here, okay? So what did I do? Okay, I got the price is $235. It's worth $335. I have a standing offer right now at $300 million right now. I know you can't build it for $335, so I know I have a deal. Now but I don't have any money. Okay, you guys understand? I have none at the time. I just done 2 deals. I was tapped out, but I got a great deal. There's the 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 deal. Okay. Oh, first, don't sell the deal. Go get a loan. Fannie Mae gave me a $140 million loan on this. Oh, now I only need $95 million. It's getting easier. Oh, let me go to 95 of my friends, 95 of my buddies to give me $1 million, or I'll go 200 of my buddies that each give me $500,000, or I'll go to 500 of my buddies that each have $200,000. And that's how we did the deal. 500 people put in $200,000. Now, guys, I'm showing you what I did. Oh, by the way, this ain't like Robert Kiyosaki telling you what he did 50 years ago and he hadn't done anything since then. Let me see. In the news, bankruptcy court, just read it. This happened in July of this year. Bankruptcy court approves Grant Cardone $235 million purchase of apartment complexes, July 11th, 2025. This didn't happen 30 years ago. I'm not telling you what I did in 2008. I'm showing you what I did this year. Okay? Now, why is that important? Because if you want to learn something, man, learn from somebody that's current in the game. I'm here to help you guys, okay? I'm literally offering you $1 billion worth of advice. If you could get $1 billion coach, $1 billion coach. Hold on a second. $1 billion coach. Is the chat open?
Yep.
Would you pay $297 for $1 billion coach? Who would do that? Congratulations, James. Well done, okay?
Great job.
Well, that's
CEO.
what you guys did, okay? I want to be your coach. I want to be your coach. I want to be your support. I want to build, more importantly, be your coach. I want to build a network of people around so that we have a big group of people, okay? And I'm going to give you a credit at my store for $297. You don't believe I want to do this? I give you a credit at my store so that you actually pay nothing for the coach. I'll spend 5 hours with you next Saturday, 5 hours with you Sunday, okay? I'm going to give you the strategy call. As long as I can get all these answered today, I'll give you the strategy call. I want to give you the increased value calculator. Why is this calculator so important? Nobody has it in real estate. We have the proprietary ownership of this technology where we show you how to show your investor the future value of the asset, not what you pay today. Okay? Why is that important? Okay? Well, here, I'll give you the math, and then you can do it yourself in the future or forget it. That'll be what will really happen. We have 366 units that we believe we can raise the rents $610. Okay? And we have a 95% occupancy at the building. Okay? And we have a 5 cap. Tell me what the value of this 610 is worth, future value. Because I'm going to use this with my investors. So that when I'm showing my investors, I say, hey, I'm looking for 500 people to give me 200 grand to buy this deal. And by the way, I need the money in 9 days. We don't have 90 days, 89 days, 79 days, 69 days. I need to get the money to the bankruptcy court in the next 9 days. One, I need a network, okay? Now, you're like, yeah, Grant, you got 20 million followers. That's right. Guess what? When you guys click grantcardone.com/now, grantcardone.com/now, you enter my network. Okay? I spend most of my time building my network so that I can build my net worth. Some of you will become investors with me in the future. Mm-hmm. Some of you, I will end up investing in your deals, but all of us are going to invest together. As long as you're an ethical person, you're doing the right things, you're doing the right thing by your investors, and you're finding good deals. Because if you're finding shit deals, I'm going to tell you, dude, that's a shit deal, don't do it. I've done it many, many times.
And that's one of the advantages of having somebody like Grant, is he can tell you, don't buy that deal.
Dude, it's junk, dude. You don't want to ruin your reputation.
Tell him about Robert.
Huh?
Tell him about Robert.
Dude, I had a guy 2 years ago. He's in our club. The club cost 30 grand. And I said, Robert, don't do this deal. All right, looked at the deal and I passed on it. I literally did all the due diligence on the deal and don't want anything to do with it. And anybody that does do the deal is going to go down with the deal. And he did the deal anyway, and he went down with the deal. He's a big boy. He didn't listen, okay? So at least I'll tell you. And by the way, it's going to be completely open and transparent. Because if you don't do a bad deal, guess what? You'll do a good deal. And if your first deal makes you $1 million, you'll do a second deal, and you'll do a third deal, and you'll do a fourth deal. And we could start banking money for you. And I would be proud to say that I helped you. Mm-hmm. I would be thrilled that my legacy would be that I helped a bunch of people get in the real estate game. You know, I wish somebody to help me when I was 28. Mm-hmm. We didn't have this technology. This is not possible, what we're doing today. And that's why we can make it so affordable, guys. I spent 3 years studying people, traveling around, picking up information, calling brokers, you know, stumbling, sounding like an idiot. You don't want to sound like an idiot. You want to sound like a professional on your first call, okay? So let's do the math on this, if you hadn't done it already. Who already knows the answer on this? Who knows the answer? Because if you don't know the answer and you're ethical, you're not going to sell it.
How's it coming?
You understand? You won't sell it because you are ethical. You're like, I don't know what I'm doing. And you know you don't know what you're doing. Okay? Now, what is the increased value of this property? Show them the property again. Can I get rid of some of these other images so that we know what we're showing them? Or I'm just seeing, they're just seeing the middle picture, right? Yeah. There you go. Okay, that asset, I know it's in a good location. I know it's a beautiful asset. Anybody can look at it and say, Jesus, that's beautiful, man. But what's the future value of the beauty? Okay, if I can raise the rent 610, do the math, 366, get your computer out, get your calculator out, get your phone out. This is math, man. You got to do math. Times 610 times 12 times 0.95 equals, what'd you come up with? Did I do times 12? Let me do it again. 610 times 366 times, no, I didn't. 0.95 times 12. Okay? Yeah, you should have gotten a number like, what'd y'all get? $2.54 million. Cynthia, excellent job. You are so good at math. And I want you to divide that by 0.05. And you should come up with a number like $51 million. $50,900,000. Okay, that's the increased value. But here's what you don't know, okay? When I bought the deal, I paid $235. I have an offer for $300. That's already $65 million more without the rent increase. Okay, these are called exits.
You can't
Okay, now look.
I have a picture.
What did I say? I was going to be here 90 minutes today? How long have we been here? Two and a half hours? So I'm trying to give you as much as possible, folks. I know, like, I don't want to wear you out. And I told you guys I would be here 90 minutes. But I also feel terrible because I feel like I'm, like, vomiting on you. You know, like I'm giving you so much so fast. But you got to have multiple exits, okay? If you guys want me to keep on going, just let me know. And I don't want to feel like I'm stealing your whole weekend from your kids. I want to be sure I'm being of value to you too. This is why we're going to do.
2 days.
2 days next week. 2 days. Saturday from noon to about 4. What do you think? 3:30, 4 o'clock?
Probably 4 o'clock. Yeah.
Okay. And then Sunday we'll do the same thing. I'm going to miss football, and I don't want to miss football this time of the season, but I'm going to miss it. Okay. Because when I'm 90 years old, I'm not going to remember the football game I missed. I'm going to be thinking about the people that I helped, and I want to help you guys. I'm buying real estate in Florida, Texas, Tennessee, Dallas, and Savannah this year. I'm not buying anything in Wisconsin. I'm not buying any of these other markets. You guys go buy those markets. Okay? So I'm going to buy these markets. Now, what am I talking about right now? You got to have exits. You don't want one exit. Okay? I want a sell exit. Good, I got that one. I want a refi exit. Better. And I want a juicy exit if I can find one. Now, the juicy exit on this deal is 366 units. And we have a condo approval for each of the units to be sold. Okay, this is where I told you guys one of my secret ambition here. We think, do the math on this, 366, we condo this deal. It's already condo approved. If I sell each of these as condos at $1.5 million, the property's worth $544 million, regardless of what happens to the rent. I paid $235. Is that right? Did I do the right math? Yeah, 549. 549. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
We'd make $314 million on the property. $314 million.
What was the equity?
We put in $95 million equity.
$330%.
330% gain. We could do that in 18 months. That's 150% a year. That's why we raised so much money on this deal, because I can tell these stories. You need to be able to tell stories. Okay. Now, by the way, we have this much left. Who here has over $200,000 in cash? Just put over $200,000 plus in cash. Yes, Eric. Eric, if you want to invest in this deal, you can. I'm going to show you two other exits on this deal. Okay. CardoneCapital.com. If you're interested in investing in this deal, remember I said 0.008% of this audience will become an investor with Cardone Capital. Okay? Dial this number, text this number, 30, what is it, Jared? 30?
Is it, I thought it was 414 Bitcoin.
No, I don't want to use that number right now.
305-407.
Yeah, 305-407-0276. If you're a serious investor and you have 200,000 or more that you can go illiquid on, meaning you're going to put that money in that deal and you're going to wait for me to do my thing, and you want to invest with us at Cardone Capital, of all the people that came here today, less than 1% will do this, but some of you want to invest with me. You'd love to be in this deal, okay? Now, this is one of the largest real estate purchases this year in the state of Florida, definitely Boca. This is a trophy real estate. This is a once-in-a-lifetime real estate investment.
I just put $500,000 in.
Jared's got $500,000 in it. So why am I telling you that, okay? You guys can, I want you to learn. I want you to get in the program. That's why I said, you pay $297, I give you a credit at my store for $297. The credit cannot be used for an investment. It's a completely different thing, okay? I'm going to give you all the tools you need right here, okay? I'm going to give you everything you need next Saturday and next Sunday. GrantCardone.com/now. Because most people do not have $200,000 to invest. Most people do not have $1 million to invest. I'm trying to help the rest of you guys here that were like me when I was 28, no money, no credit. That wasn't the problem. The problem wasn't no money and no credit. The problem was I didn't have any knowledge. I didn't have data. I didn't have information. I didn't even know what was important first. Okay, I'm like, okay, price is the most important thing. Price is probably, on a list of 10 things, price is probably 6th. Like 5 things more important than price, okay, way down the list. But I thought price was everything. Today, I know it's this. Hey, how many exits do I have, okay? How many different ways could you make you and your investors money? Because you don't want to raise money one time. You want to raise money 10 or 15 or 20 times. What was the lady's name that you had up there?
Ella.
Ella. Tell them about Ella, Jared.
Yeah, so Ella had a couple single-family houses. I think she had 7 single-family houses, and then joined our programs and was able to become a GP on a 1,200-unit deal and a total portfolio of 7,000 units. So she's a GP on 1,200 units, which means she's a general partner, operating partner. And then on the other 4,800 units or whatever, this 5,800 units, she's an LP, limited partner, passive investor.
Yeah.
All since joining the club.
Okay, so exits, okay? We got a sell exit, we got a refi, we got a juicy exit, okay? We also have a public exit here on that Boca deal I just showed you. We're probably going to take, once you get your real estate portfolio big enough, you can become a public company. This is available for everybody here. All of you guys can build this. Some of the most successful people in real estate that have ever invested in real estate game, not good students, not well connected, not country club people, they just bought real estate. My uncle, John Cardone, had 83 Section 8 houses paying him $200 a month. 83 times 200 times 12, 200 grand a year for years, man. I'm talking about this guy did this for 60 or 70 years. When he passed, he had a single family home him and his Madge lived in, and he had these 60 or 70 or 80 Section 8 homes. Guess what the family sold? They sold the house and they kept the Section 8. The family's still getting the Section 8, okay? Here's Jana. Jana I was talking about earlier. She didn't know anything about multifamily real estate. She went from no doors, okay? Jana is a real person, by the way. Jana was with my wife 4 days ago. Jana came into our network, got involved in the club, started with the 297 product.
Interactive, yeah.
Okay, then she went to our mentoring program. She got a coach and we mentored her. I think she spent $5 grand or something on that. Then she joined our club because she's growing. She's done 1,000 doors, okay? Literally last weekend spent 2 days with my wife. She's a design person. She's been so successful with our products and with our information. My wife and Jana were doing the design, all the furniture of the Boca deal.
Oh.
She's part of our network now.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's great.
So all of you guys have some value to offer, okay? Now that's why I'm here to build a network and a legacy, okay? I want to give you some things that we're going to be going into detail next week about how to win in real estate, okay? First, you got to win with the right deal. You cannot make a bad deal a good deal. Bad deals are bad deals, and that's it. And bad deals have nothing to do with price. Something to do with it, but very little. Bad deal is just a bad deal. 2, right asset class. There's about 12 different asset classes. And next week, we're going to talk about which asset classes you should be looking at and keep you only to those. Number 3, what is the right price? Price does matter at some point. Number 4, when is the right time to buy and when is the right time to leave? Okay? All purchases have cycles. Okay? This is extreme exuberance, right? This is 2006, 2021. Extreme exuberant. And then you fall, okay? And then you fall right here. We're probably somewhere in this, and then there's all this uncertainty down here. Nobody wants to do anything around here. And then you see Blackstone go buy 10,000 homes.
Yeah.
You see Grant Cardone kicking up his purchases right here, okay? You got COVID happening right here. People should have been buying during COVID. You should have bought everything you could get your hands on during COVID, but this is a different purchase because this requires debt, okay? So number 5, the right debt. This, number 5, is the thing that gets you in problems in these cycles. By the way, what controls a real estate cycle? If you're taking notes, how many are in here right now? If you're controlling, what controls the real estate cycle is debt. When this happens and this happens, you had a debt problem both times. I can go back to 1996. I've been studying real estate for this period of time. You go back to 1996, right here in the 90s, savings and loans. 600 banks went out of business. So you're preparing, I'm preparing right now for this. I believe we're going to have a resurgence of real estate in this country like none other. You're going to have 0% interest rates. You're going to have longer terms. Trump just went to a 50-year mortgage. Okay, that will matter, by the way. 50-year mortgage is not good for a single-family home, but that shit is real good for us. What about Jana?
You want a video?
Yeah, you got a video,
Yeah.
Jana? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love that. That's all very helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you. And number 6, you need right partners. This is our friend Jana that we made because of the club. Can't hear it.
Can't hear it, guys.
Still can't hear it.
Fast forward, we have been in the real estate club going on our 4th year. I'm Jana from Dallas, Texas, and learned about Grant through the 10X rule book. Fast forward, we have been in the real estate club going on our 4th year. And after a year of learning how to run multifamily, how to take down assets, we are currently closing our 11th property. We were in 0 doors before we got started. I was in design and home staging. And fast forward, when we shifted over to multifamily, we started one deal at a time. We kept stacking. We found our partners in the club. And now we're in over 2,000 doors. We're super excited, over 150 million assets under management. The club, the group, the network has made it all possible, and we're super excited to continue the journey and build our empire. Being in the club and having Grant and the team pour into us has given us tremendous confidence. We have been able to connect with our brokers locally. We've been able to allow just to be able to share deals and have access to deal flow, which allows us to confidently close these assets and be able to run them and multiply. We now have property management company, construction company, the design company, and it's multiplied tremendously that net worth again to our home, our family, and also help the next generation and build that legacy wealth. My biggest advice to people is to take action, commit, figure it out. If you have the will, this is the way to make your multifamily dreams come true, build that legacy wealth. Next.
So look, you could be Jana, right? I didn't know Jana. You guys understand? You understand, like, how does a guy like me build friends and network and hang out with people, okay? Like, what is Grant gonna do today on Saturday? I'm gonna go to my house and I'm gonna go watch a movie. Okay, but I mean, you can only watch so many movies and so many games before you're like, okay, what do we do with people? How do I get around good people? How do I hang around good people? How do you build a network? What do I do for fun? Good. Who do I want to be around? Who do you guys want to be around? Okay, can you open the chat up because I can't see it? Who do you guys want to be around? Give me 3 characteristics of somebody you want to hang out with. 3 characteristics. If you guys wanted to hang out, expand your network, what kind of people would you want to hang out with? And I don't know if the chat's not working, guys, or it's frozen, or...
Open the chat. Click on the chat.
Three things that you would want. Knowledgeable, somebody like me, family-oriented, loyal, business-minded, yeah. Right partners like you, yeah. Energetic.
Successful, positive.
Slow it down now. Hang out with positive, progressive, successful people, good. People that are God-minded, yeah.
Wealthy.
Guess what, guys? God gave us all a bunch of gifts. You're blessed. Okay? Now, I want to be around people that are actually using what God gave you to get up and go conquer the world. That's what I want. I do want godly people, not just at 1 hour they're at church. What are you doing the rest of the week? I want people that are doing deals, that are active, that are learning. Okay? Like Jana. How would I meet Jana? Like, what am I going to do? How do I meet Jana other than putting a network together? I don't get to meet great people, frankly. I'm not meeting anybody right now. I'm talking to you guys, but I want to spend time with you. Okay? Some of my best friends I've done deals with. In fact, I don't have any friends that I haven't done deals with. None. I went to a movie the other night with a guy that's made a bunch of movies. But, you know, he's interested in what I'm doing because he sees me being successful. But, you know, I don't know if we're going to just keep going to movies together. I mean, I have no clue. But like, who do you want to be around? How do you build a network? How do you build a charity? You don't build a charity on the backs of broken people. You build it on the backs of people that are being successful. We just got off of a cruise. Do we have any cruise video? We just got off of a cruise. 200 families joined me and my family. Most of these people are invested in real estate. Okay? We're all playing, eating together, having dinner, shooting video together. There's a lot of video of me, but it should be, oh, my family was there. Oh, look at me popping and rocking. Look at all these people. Okay? We're having fun together.
This was we raised $6 million for the foundation at this.
Yeah, raised $6 million. Most of these people are real estate investors. We spent 5 days out in the Caribbean. Fantastic trip. This is what I'm inviting you guys to get involved in. You want to learn from me? Let's go. Okay? You want to do your own real estate deals? Let's go. Okay? You want to start raising money from other people? Let's go. I'm inviting you in. Okay? What kind of investor are you? Are you do it yourself? You're like, I'm doing all the deals with myself, with my own money. I'm a zero guy. I'm by myself. I'm a loner. Okay, cool. Okay, you'll be the only person that does this in real estate. No one does this in real estate. You're going to be the only person in real estate in the history of the world that has ever done deals by yourself. Because guess what, Mr. Loner? Number one, your deals are small, if you're doing deals at all. 2, where's the bank? You're going to need a bank. 3, you're going to have insurance. 4, you're going to have an appraiser. 5, you're going to have plumbers. You're going to have tenants. You're going to have problems. You're going to have situations, bro. They ain't no doing yourself. This guy does not exist in real estate. It is impossible. And by the way, that's who I thought I'm doing all these deals myself, all my deals. I'm going to control all my deals. I bought 2 units like that. First 2 units, I made $3,000. Second deal, I made $30,000. Third deal, boom, I brought in some partners and I made $5 million. One deal, same energy, same effort. See if you guys can find the video of Donald Trump. He's telling a reporter, why would I do $1 million deal? It takes the same work as a $100 million deal. He's talking about big thinking, big deals. He's like, I don't bother with small deals, okay? So you can do it yourself. 2, you can do it through syndication. Now, the syndication thing is a problem, especially if you're honest. If you're an honest person like me, okay, then your immediate response to getting money from other people is going to be don't do that. Because you're highly responsible, you're very ethical, and you don't want to let other people down. How many of you can relate to this? How many of you be more concerned about losing somebody else's money than losing your own? Chat, guys, the chat is not currently active for me. I can't see it. So you guys know what I'm talking about, okay? I'm more concerned about Jared's money, my wife's money, my mother-in-law's money, my kids' money. Other people give me money, dude. I worry more about that. You buy me dinner, I'm really more concerned about what the price of everything was. Like we went to dinner last night, brought a couple with us that's investors with us. I paid the bill. I was not concerned about what we bought, what we ate. Had they paid for the bill, I'd been like, I shouldn't have ordered that. I just feel I'm just sensitive to other people's money more than I am my own. When you syndicate, you have to have high responsibility, okay? Very ethical. Otherwise, you're going to get crushed. If you lose money on somebody else's money, okay, trust me, people are going to talk.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, that being said, the reason you won't syndicate is because you lack confidence. This is why you won't syndicate, especially if you're responsible and ethical. You guys understand this? If you're very responsible and you wouldn't ever lose somebody else's money, and you're very ethical and you know the truth, okay, then you're like, dude, I have to increase my confidence because this is required in order for you to feel good about who you did deals with. And that who you did a deal with really is about what you know about the real estate. Okay, next week, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, last time I'm going to offer this. I said to you today, the deal is senior to everything, and the deal sequence is what we're going to be spending time on. The website is grantcardone.com/now. grantcardone.com/now. Okay? The offer works like this. It's an opportunity for you to join me for 2 days. I'm going to give you $1 billion, basically upload my brain, my real estate brain, to you. I'm going to transfer the data I have in my brain to you for virtually free. Okay? I'm going to spend 2 days with you.
$6 billion in deals, 40 years of experience.
Okay? I've done $6 billion in real estate deals. I have $2 billion worth of debt. I have 14,000 units, 500,000 square feet of office, 20,000 investors. I paid out $130 million in cash flow this year. I'm the only one offering this that's actively practicing deals today in the marketplace, successfully offering somebody for $297 and then giving you the $297 back so that you basically paid zero. There's no reason not to do this. And I said, if you don't like it, this is how confident I am. I'll give you your money back. Okay? Now watch. I'm going to spend 2 days with you, and you're going to have this book. So we're going to follow a book. Today I followed nothing, okay? We're going to follow this book, and I'm going to transfer my data to get you started. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to do a call. We're going to do a call on
Friday
before the weekend. It's like a 1 hour, 1.5 hour call. And you're going to hear 3,000 other people asking questions about deals, markets, timing, pricing, cap rates, interest rates, like across the board, okay? So we're going to invite you to that. Also, I'm going to open up a one-on-one call for you that takes advantage of grantcardone.com/now. You're going to set up with a one-on-one call. I'm going to open up 40 more spots because we oversold this, 40 more spots, and my team will get on a call with you today. What market? This is what I want to know. What market are you in? How much money do you have? Have you ever done a deal before? What do you know about real estate? What's your credit like? There's a one-on-one strategy call to figure out, okay, how big should you go? What's your network look like, okay? If you grew up the way I did, bro, I didn't have a network at 25 years old. My network had been scorched earth, okay? There was no me going to my uncle. That's why the one-on-one call is so important. If you just got out of jail, you ain't got a network. So you got to tell the coach, bro, I just got out of jail. You're going to go look for a job. You know what you should be doing? Trying to find a 32-unit deal. Create a new network. You just got to find the 297, put it on somebody's card, figure out how to get in this club, and so we can rebuild yourself. Okay? Because criminals get to buy real estate too. All right? So we're going to get the one-on-one call. I'm going to give you the increased value calculator. I'm going to give you both calculators for life. I'm going to give you the cash flow hat because this is one of the things you don't want to violate. I'm going to give you how to create wealth investing in real estate, the 10X notepad, the 10X bottle, no big deal, just some tools.
We're going to mail this whole box out to you.
Yeah.
So you guys will get this box sent out to you, and you get to keep all the swag.
Yeah. And then, again, Saturday, if you're not happy on Saturday, just say, hey, man, I'm not happy. No problem, dude. No, we're still friends. You're happy. I'm happy. I'm going to take my credit back. I'll give you a $297 back. You can keep this stuff. Feel good about that or don't, whatever. Use it, lose it, throw it away, trash it, whatever, dude. Look, I'm going to build the largest, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to build the largest real estate club in the world. The largest in the world, active real estate club on planet Earth, where people are buying all kinds of real estate, okay? But my real agenda is to continue to build out my $5 billion real estate portfolio with investors that I am going to take public. Now, I've met with 7 or 8 banks now over the last 20 weeks, and all the banks said, hey, look, what you're doing is amazing. The real estate you're buying is crazy. The industry that we're attacking, our business plan with real estate and how we add Bitcoin, unbelievable. But this is what every single one of these banks said was the most interesting thing. your audience is the most interesting business angle they've ever seen from somebody that was interested in going public. Okay, you guys are the things they're most fascinated about. I met with J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. One of those 5 banks said to me, how many of your audience, Merrill Lynch, how much of your audience do you think would start an account with us? Okay, look guys, I want to help you, okay? I said I'd spend 90 minutes here. What is that? What is Trump saying right there in that video?
Is that the video?
Was that video? Did you have the video?
I'm not sure if it's that one, G. We're going to show it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay, don't worry about it. Okay.
And for everybody, who's taking advantage of it, and everybody who's transacting right now, we're going to actually start your onboarding now. So your program actually starts immediately. Once you transact, you're going to start getting access to everything immediately, and we are going to have the onboarding session kick off right now. So you are going to get started right now. You don't have to wait till next weekend. We're going to get you started right now today.
Yeah, because we couldn't get to all your questions. We got so much Q&A coming in here. Let's go ahead and kick off our live training today. Where you're at, what you need, any questions you have, where you need to start. Move this, get rid of this. And any final words, Jarrett?
Yeah, look, guys, I'll just tell you from my perspective, I started working with Grant 15 years ago. I started making a little bit of money. I said, Grant, I have no idea what to do with my money. What should I do? And he said, dude, invest it with me. Invest it with me and keep focused on your job, keep making money. And real estate, I've made more money in real estate over the last 10 years than I have working my primary job. And so now I've got my money working for me. It completely changed my life. I've got about $30,000 a month in passive income right now that'll be with me forever the rest of my life and will continue to grow. And so the biggest thing is just getting started. And the whole time, even though I'm not buying deals, even though I'm not investing I'm buying my own deals, every single time I show up to these things, I learn something new, I'm paying attention, I'm trying to figure out where my money's being invested and where it's going. The stock market is way too complicated. Like there's so many things you got to know about the stock market. Real estate is so simple once you understand the math. And so that's what we're going to do next weekend. We're going to spend 2 days going slower on the math, going deeper on the math, a lot more interaction, a lot more questions, a full book that you guys will be able to fill out, take a bunch of notes. You'll be able to keep this forever. The calculators, the strategy call, you guys are going to get access to all of this. We've helped millions of people improve their financial situation, and you could be the next one. GrantCardone.com/now. It's risk-free, 100% money-back guarantee. So the only reason why you shouldn't do this is if you're not committed and you're not serious. If you're committed and you're serious, take advantage of this deal right now, GrantCardone.com/now.
Or guys, or the other thing you can do, get rid of the middle screen, please. Okay. Or the other thing you can do is do it yourself. Back to me, guys. Do it yourself, all by yourself. You're going to go out, see deals. Should I do this deal? Is this a good deal? What do I do? How do I call the guy? Who do I go to for a loan? This is what you're going to go through, dude. I know, because this is what I went through. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Should I do this deal? Is this a good deal? What should I ask the broker? Oh, I left a message for the broker. How do I call the next broker? What else do I look at? How much time should I spend looking? I'm wasting time looking and I'm not doing my other job. I mean, how much time? Is this 4 units? I could buy this deal, but I get the 40 units. Like you're just like in this, like doing it yourself is crazy. Okay? Or you could do it with me. Now, that's crazy too, by the way. It's crazy to do it with me because I talk fast. I got a lot of data. It might be more than you can handle at one time. You're like, oh my God, oh my God. That's why we record everything. So you guys can go back and watch the recording, okay? It's like boom, 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 okay? The number 3 thing you can do, which is the scariest of all of them, and not the scariest, is don't do anything. This is what most people do, by the way. 80% of all people do nothing. 20% do something. Okay? 80% do nothing. And let me tell you why. I know why you guys don't do anything. Okay? Most people will do nothing. Why? Because you failed before. Okay? You failed. All the times you failed. You bought your kids a bicycle, boom, 3 weeks after they got it, they threw it in the garage. They threw it on the ground. They don't even use it anymore. You bought a swimming pool for your family. When's the last time you've been in it? See, you don't follow through, so you don't do new things. That's why people don't do new things, okay? You bought something. You bought a book. You bought my book, The 10X Rule, and you never read the book. 83% of all people buy a book and never, ever read it. It's crazy, okay? You bought food. Every day we do stuff and quit. You bought some food, never ate it, it went bad, and you keep having these experiences, okay? You didn't make your bed. You didn't say your prayers. You didn't go to church. You didn't give to the charity. You dreamed you were going to do something, didn't do it. You didn't finish the paper, blah, blah, blah. You do a million things that nobody ever does. This is what's got to stop. And then you're left with these two choices, okay? But here's the deal, guys. With real estate, you ain't got a choice. You're either going to buy it and live in it, or you're going to buy it and make sure you can live the rest of your life any way you want. This is what I chose to do, okay? I want to help other people do this. Now, I was 30 years old, and I'm like, I'm going to learn this real estate game. I didn't have a dad, lost my older brother, didn't have any money. I didn't want to be a salesman forever. I'm like, I have to learn how to buy real estate. I didn't know how to code anything. I didn't know anything about the internet. There was no social media. I'm like, I am going to commit to learning how to do this. So if you're this person, you're like, dude, if Grant Cardone is willing to upload $1 billion worth of data to me, you're willing to put in the work, put in the time, I'll give you my team. I have 230 employees on my team over here. We got a bunch of coaches waiting to take your phone call right now. That's my gift to you, is the coaching call. My gift to you is the 2 days I'm going to spend with you next Saturday and Sunday. My gift with you is the recording. My gift with you is the credit. My gift is the gift God gave me, okay? Not just the information I have and the success I have, but my willingness to share it with other people. This is how I build a network in my life. If you let me in your life, okay, let me help you, okay? And don't do it by yourself. And don't not do something, okay? I'm happy to offer my services, my help, my intelligence, and we can learn together. I hope you take advantage of this. The website's grantcardone.com/now. We're going to keep it up 1 minute and 30 seconds for anybody that was having trouble getting through. 1 minute and 30 seconds. We're going to take it down, and we're going to open up our onboarding right now. grantcardone.com/now. If you enjoyed today, okay, you are going to love next Saturday and Sunday. You'll love the recording even more because you're going to hear things when you get the recording that you didn't hear while you were here. Also, for everybody that stayed, I said I'd get you the calculator. Everybody's going to get the underwriting calculator, whether you took advantage of it or not. My team needs to figure out how to do that.
We'll email it out to everybody.
For everybody else that took advantage of it, you're going to get both calculators, the strategy call, the workbook, the real estate book, the multifamily dictionary, and you're going to get the coaching call. Thank you so much for being with me today, and I hope to see you next week and look forward to hearing about your first real estate deal.
All right, let's go to Donald from the team to go ahead and get everybody rolling. Donald, go ahead and take it over.
How to use the training to solve your problems and increase your revenue, okay? So let's go ahead and grab a notebook and a pen so that you can start taking notes, and let's go over what's included in your program, okay? So guys, there are key parts to the interactive package, and that includes the Real Estate Interactive 2-day event, a one-on-one strategy call, a real estate mentoring Q&A call leading up to the event, which will be on next Friday, Grant's Dictionary of Multifamily Real Estate Terms, Grant's Instant Underwriting Calculator, the Increased Value Calculator, a private networking group, Grant's Deal Tracker, a 10X Toolbox, and a $297 gift card. So let's go ahead and pull the screen up for you guys so that we can go ahead